Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blue Clouds Media Sports or Blue Clouds Media. It's a very, very beautiful day today, the January 21st, 2023. And I'm very happy to be here to talk football with all football loving fans and also everyone that is part of this show today. Those in the chat, I want to say thank you for being here. There is a lot to talk about in today's fixture, which was if it was 2-3 years ago, it would be the fixture. I mean, one of the fixtures of the year. But we look at this fixture and I was like, what are we really getting from this fixture? Is it going to be a mid-table fixture, or what are we looking at? But then we're looking at a mid-table fixture, which is Liverpool hosting Chelsea at the Anfield. There were so many things involved. There wasn't much of a during the game. I wouldn't say there was, but the only thing we can throw lights on was the introduction of Mykaylo Mudryk. He looks like a Rolls Royce of a footballer. We know he hasn't really played that much of a football, but then his inclusion in today's game, you could tell when he touched the ball, the way he can play within tight spaces, that should tell you how brilliant of a player this guy can be. And this is just a glimpse of what we can get from him. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to be here again. As usual, we're gonna go through the nitty-gritty of this of today's game, today's top fixture, but then it's a mid-table fixture. Both teams did not really do much. Chelsea deserved, in my opinion, to win the game, and it's nothing new. It's something that we've seen so many times over the years where Chelsea plays very well, but then the final third is where they end up lacking. The final third hasn't been that good. The decision making up front, you see some players holding ball, and for them to look at the right players to pass the ball to, it never worked. So I don't know what you guys have to say, but then hey, this is the review of today's game, and it's a very I would say a big fixture. This whenever these two teams play, there's always either a narrow win or 0-0. For the past 4 or 5 games, it's been 0-0, 0-0, 0-0 until we go to penalty shootouts. So I have staff. Welcome to the stream again, sir.
Good evening, Nate. Good evening, everybody in the live chat. I'm a bit different from you. I was quite happy with that performance. Basically, I think we should have won. Do you remember Kepa? Do you remember Kepa ever making a good save?
Yeah.
One good save. That's not a criticism of Kepa, but he controlled everything he had to. But their misses were abysmal. Skying over the crossbar. Well wide. I think we played better than them, especially bearing in mind they're the home
microphone.
I think we played better than them, bearing in mind that
I said the same thing, that this is a game that I believe that Chelsea should have gone and win this game, but the decision making up front is what causes Chelsea. So in that aspect, we both on the same page. So tell me which one you don't agree with me before I go to the comments.
Well, I believe. Right, that Chukwuemeka could have had 2 goals, but he slipped both times. Yeah. So I think he needs to have a look at his studs and his boots again. One of them, I think it was because he was in 2 minds, and he basically got his feet tangled up. But there was 3 instances. One, he got his feet tangled up trying to decide which foot to go for him, and the other 2 were slips. Mudryk, right? He had a couple of chances as well. He had the chance which he hit the side netting after some brilliant footwork, right? Mesmerising footwork, and then you could see he was angry with himself as well. And then he had the other chance where he touched the ball to control it, and he possibly could have just shot from where he was, and the ball screwed away from him. Mount had a shot. Ziyech had 1 or 2 good shots, and we saw what Ziyech can do today. Right? Yeah. You saw him talking to Potter on the touchline when one of our players was injured, and you can see there's a chemistry there. right? Because it was genuine. The conversation was genuine. And I don't know. I mean, we'll probably still sell him, swap him, whatever.
Jorginho.
But he seems prepared to put it on the line for Potter at the moment. So let's see how that goes. Me personally, I'd keep him, and I'll explain later why.
I was gonna ask you the same question. What do you make of Jorginho? But from what you just said, I thought he played very well. He used his experience wisely, and he played very well. But from Ryan disagreed with me. He said, "I don't know what game you're watching. Perhaps maybe you're watching different games." But just like you're saying, I saw even the commentator even said it. Jorginho is playing very well. He's using his experience, and I'm not so sure what the chat want to say.
It's still the thing, and they didn't press him.
Yeah, they didn't.
Right, and I was watching Liverpool the other night as well, and some of the commentators were saying how they've lost their hunger to press people and overload and everything, and they didn't press him, right? So he was allowed time on the ball, but a lot of his work was sideways, backwards again. Yeah, right, and against teams who are going to press him, against teams with stronger midfielders, right? He's not effective enough, and he doesn't create anything, unfortunately. But we'll touch on that later on, right? Okay. Because I want to discuss him and Ziyech. I mean, my choice is, if I'm letting someone go, it's Jorginho, right? Okay. Because I'm now seeing the Ziyech that I used to see at Ajax.
Thank you very much, staff. Thank you for making the point to be here today. Also, I'm going to go into the comment section below and acknowledge all brothers and sisters, everyone that is in the chat and participating and joining us and watching us from their homes, the various homes. Blue Bloods. He made these messages. 3 messages came in even before we went live. He said, "Evening, Chelsea play very well." Player very well and deserve to win. A bit unlucky with VAR and players sleeping at the end. A good position. They played very well, but yeah. He also went ahead and said that for the home team, Liverpool received 3 booking and should have had more, especially when Gallagher was hacked down early on. Chalobah only got booked for not getting off the pitch quickly. I don't know why. He was told to go beyond the goalpost so they can have the game going, and he refused. I don't know why he wants to bite time. Chelsea were playing well. It's not like, journalist, Blue Blood, thank you for this information. Thank you for this information. He said journalist Dean Jones has hinted that Chelsea could make another bid to sign Benfica star Enzo Fernandez. Thank you very, very much. I told people that Enzo deal will go straight down to the wire, probably close to the end of the January transfer window. That's when we're going to see where we stand, either Chelsea is really going for Enzo or not. But I feel like they will. There's supposed to be one midfielder to come in and help the midfield. So thank you very much, Blue Black. Very good performance today from Chelsea. Mykhaylo Mudryk looks fantastic, but Mount was very, very bad today. You should sell him in the summer. I doubt Chelsea are going to sell Mudryk in the summer. I doubt it. I'm sorry, not Mudryk. Mason Mount. I doubt Chelsea will sell Mason Mount in the summer. I doubt it.
I don't think he played that badly. Him and Gallagher, right? Yeah, they put themselves about. They got in. They broke up Liverpool's play. Right? They did what they had to do. They did what they had to.
Goodness just smashed the like button, people. And also, this is coming from Blue Blood. He said Allison made a good save from virtually a point blank header from Banyot. Yeah, it was a very nice. It was a nice. It wasn't that powerful. Yeah, Benoit. It wasn't that powerful. From Benoit Badiashile. It wasn't that powerful, but Allison was moving to his left side of the goalpost. That makes it a little bit tricky for him to save it. So yeah, that was a very, very good save from Allison, and also good header from Benoit, because he put it at the side where it makes it difficult for the goalkeeper to save it, but it wasn't as powerful as you may think. But yeah, it was a good performance.
Was it
From
was it Mudryk who had a shot? No, it wasn't Mudryk. Who had a shot, but it went to the centre of the goal, and then he was cursing himself. Might have been Mudryk.
Mudryk was one of them. Mudryk has one that went through, I think, one of his first touches, and then made that impressive on the side pole. And then
Yeah,
there was one, yeah, I could remember the one you're talking about.
yeah, because
Um,
he hit it centrally, and he
yeah,
was angry with himself. But what I like is that each time he was angry with himself, he knew he could have done better. But the thing is, he's got to settle in. People just don't
yeah.
understand, which I'll broach on later on.
Okay,
You carry on leading, but
okay,
I
yeah.
want to discuss Mudryk later on. Yeah,
Okay, I've got just one to read, which is coming from I123 Love You. She said, "I'm not too thrilled. Let's hope that maybe they can win the next game on February 3rd against Fulham. I'm pretty sure the ladies will win against Liverpool today. Definitely, the ladies will win because I think the top opposition
tomorrow.
team in the WSL is it's Arsenal, and even the Arsenal goal that they had, Arsenal played very well. The whole game, Arsenal played very well, but the chance that they had to make it 1-1, which was the penalty, it wasn't a penalty to me. If there was VAR involved, that penalty would have been ruled out. But
Yeah,
Chelsea
it
scored
wasn't a
from a
penalty.
run of play, a nice cross and a header finished by some care.
Yeah,
So I believe that if we meet Liverpool and we beat Liverpool, that will send us to already we are still on top of the
yeah,
league table. So that will stretch us more when we play Liverpool tomorrow. Another big game, but definitely Chelsea will
yeah.
come
But
out victorious.
Manchester United and Arsenal have a game in hand. All three
Yeah,
teams could finish level when
yeah.
the games become level. Could all three? But just one thing there, Nee, right? Same thing happened last season at Arsenal. Right, we were robbed again because their winner,
Mhm.
the score was 5 yards or 5 meters, depending what you use, offside, clear offside by a
Mhm.
long chalk. She was clear offside, and it stood right. So
Yeah.
I think our women,
Mhm.
right, get the same sort of thing that the men do, where the referees and that don't like us to win. But 2 seasons in a row, we've been robbed by Arsenal.
Okay. Staff said that two seasons in a row we've been robbed by us. Now, we thank everyone that is joining us here. If you're just joining us and you haven't liked the video yet, please do us a favor, put a like on it, and as we move on, Blue Blood said Havertz had a good game and Aubameyang disappointed again. So yeah, we're gonna come back. We come back to the players, individual players. We will look at the starting lineup that both teams went with, which is Liverpool and then Chelsea, and which lineup. Okay, this is the lineup that Liverpool went with. Liverpool started with Robertson, Gomez, Kanate, James Milner, who had a stinker. It was finally they took him off, brought in Alexander Arnold. Also, Thiago Silva. I think what's his name? One of the new players in the midfield. Kiate also Eloy. Gakpo, and then also Salah. Gakpo, I was like, is he the black version of Darwin Nunez? I keep asking that question many times. He also sucks. I keep asking the same question. Is Gakpo another white black version of Darwin Nunez at Liverpool?
Yeah, but both of them, Nunez, right,
Yeah,
and Gakpo, right, they need a time to settle in, right?
yeah.
They've gone into a losing team, right?
Mhm.
Although part of it's down to Nunez missing chances, right? They've gone into a new league and a new country, so they need time. It's not unheard of for someone to take a full season to settle in. Um, Gakpo's definitely got what it takes, but we have to wait and see.
Okay, stuff. So we have to wait and see. This is the lineup that Chelsea set himself up to play Liverpool, which was Arisa Balaga. He was definitely going to be in pool all the time. Badishie, Bad Boy, Banier Badishie, and also Thiago Silva, Chaloba, Cucurella, Hall, Luis Hall, Jorginho, J5, Ziyech, the Moroccan Godmaster, and also Mason Mount was right there with Gallagher, and then the Lone Ranger Kai Havertz playing an unusual position again as a striker, which you have Kai Havertz playing attacking role before we saw Aubameyang come in later on. And stuff. Let's start with the back three, Chelsea back three. I'm hoping that Ryan will join. Ryan was supposed to join us here. Him being a Liverpool player, a Liverpool supporter, he could give us his perspective and analysis of how Liverpool play. But then we'll be like, if he joins us later on, we can go a little bit behind and see what Liverpool did in the game. But let's start with the back three. In your opinion, how did the back three gelled to you, seeing Body Shield and Thiago Silva and Chalobah? Are we impressed?
Where did he get that team thing? Where did he get that team?
What team?
The structure.
This is coming. Oh, this is coming from One Football. One Football put this structure out.
I'm not totally convinced that we actually played that that system.
Okay, but what with a back we play with the back three, didn't we?
No, I'm not convinced. I thought it was a back four, to be honest, with Chalobah right back and Cucurella left back. Because if you noticed, Lewis Hall, right, was playing in front of Cucurella and supporting Cucurella. Right, Cucurella wasn't like playing too far up the pitch for most of the game, and he got cover from Hall for Salah. So I'm not totally convinced. I think that in possession we may have gone 2-3.
I think it's the same thing. If you look at this, is another from Athletic, because one football give us the same diagram, the graphic, and then also One Football is giving us the same graphic. So yeah, before let me show you the One Football graphic also, so we can look into it real quick.
I would check the fifth stand, because that normally tells you.
Okay, we'll check fifth stand also. So if you look at the graphic on the screen, the same graphic from One Football and the same graphic also coming from the Athletic, with a back three, with midfield of Lewis Hall and J5, and then also Kai Havertz in attacking role. So whilst we're still talking on it, you can still go ahead and I'll look into fifth stand app. Yeah.
Live score. Can you hear me? Live score's got it as a 4 at the back.
The back. Okay.
Yeah. I think they made the Athletic and the other one. They made an assumption we would play that system, so they put the team up like that because they do it well in advance, don't they?
Stav, you all right? You want to take some water before we continue? I can take over for a little bit whilst you take some water.
No, I've took water. I'm okay.
You good? Okay.
Yeah. They tend to put the team up quite early, right? But the Premier League, which is what I watched, I don't know if you watched the game, which channel. But the Premier League channel had a back four as well.
Okay.
And I think Athletic are assuming that we were playing with 2 wing backs. But that's not the way I looked. It's not the way I saw them line up at the beginning. It's not what it says on live score. It's not what was on EPL. Right. Okay. A lot of these sites make an assumption that's what we're going to play. I think that in possession, we may have switched to a back three when we were in possession. I'd be interested to see what Blue Blood thinks.
Okay, this is what Blue Blood have to say. He says Havertz had a good game and Aubameyang disappointed again. I think I've read that one. I've read the one from I123 Love You. She said right back, but 10th on the table. Come on, tell me Chelsea can't do better than this. Yes, Chelsea can do better than this. We got 11 of us watching the stream. If you're just joining us, please do us a big favor. And also put a like on the video and also share the video on any platform you find yourself. It's very, very important for the channel. It makes the channel grow. So I'm also very happy to have you here. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know. I have a poll that I put up there. You also can get involved in the poll and let us have a vote. Yeah, put your votes in. Let us see what you think of that poll before we end it. What were you satisfied with Chelsea's performance? Were you satisfied today? Are you pleased with the Chelsea's performance today? I have almost about 86% says yes, 14% said no. So we know they can do better, and a lot of players are also gelling and getting to know each other. So it will take time. It will take time for Chelsea to have its own mojo back. So with time, we'll find. So staff. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Blue blood said again. It was a back four. Okay, so let's go with what Stava said and also what Blue Blood has said. It was a back four for Chelsea. So, guys, how do you rate and how did you see the back four? Was that unit okay? Were they impressive? Do you want Potter to continue with that back four from now going, or do you want him to be changing and bringing Koulibaly? Because I've said Koulibaly is a right-footed player. So if we want the balance in football, balance is very, very important. If we want balance, then we need a natural left-footed centre back to be able to work well with Thiago Silva. So, Stav, what do you make of the back four we saw Graham Potter put up today?
I thought it was okay. For me, right?
Yeah.
Koulibaly wouldn't play again unless someone gets injured, which is what's happened. Now Chalobah's injured, so you had to know that somebody was going to get injured on that pitch today in a blue shirt. Just keeps on going and happening, right? But by the time we play Fulham, maybe Reece will be back.
Okay, by the time we play Fulham,
he's in full training, isn't he? He's in full training. What they may do, and I know people are going to say it's a risk. Maybe him and Chilwell will get a game in the under-23s in the EPL 2, because that's what happens sometimes. In the old days, when a long time ago, players returning from injury always played in what was then called the reserves, right, to get match fitness. Drogba's played in it. John Terry's played in it. Right, quite a few players have come in through that, right, to get the fitness. Alternatively, we could arrange behind closed doors friendly, because it doesn't have to be an official fixture. It's behind closed doors, just to get them some match fitness. But now that Chalobah's injured, it's either going to be Reece or Aspi. So we may start with Azpilicueta. Congratulations to him on his 500th game.
500, yeah. The only foreign player to have got 500 in the Premier League.
Sixth.
That's impressive. Impressive record.
Yeah, 6th in the total list of Chelsea players. So we may see him, because he might not want to risk Chilwell and Reece for the full game. Yeah. Until they've had some game time. But I think we've got some under-23 games to come. So they could get a half-hour run out in each of them and just gradually build up to it. And you may see them against Fulham. Maybe they'll come on just like Mudryk did. Likewise, they may start and then only play as long as we need them.
Okay.
Maybe another.
Finish up the defense so we can move on to the midfield.
They defend.
Blue Blood said Fofana, the defender, might be back as well.
He's in training as well. He's in training as well. So I don't know. I hope, right, he doesn't switch to a back three again, right? Because unless we get a defensive mid, I don't want to play a back three, because there's no protection there. If Jorginho's the protection, forget it. That's why I said that today. Mount and Gallagher did okay because they covered that side and gave protection to Chalobah as well, right? And I thought the referee was ridiculous. Some of the bookings, he let one go on Gallagher very early on, and then he's booking him for for a slightly mistimed challenge. And it's, the minute I saw it was that referee, he's the second worst referee Chelsea can have after Anthony Taylor. So I think we did well, considering the way the ref was going, giving them free kicks for silly nonsense. And I'm debating why I was wrong.
We'll come back to the referee.
Yeah.
We'll come back to the referee stuff. Yeah, we'll come back. We're all going to rate the referee according to the way we watch the game.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to actually rate the defenders?
No, I mean, yeah, you can rate them if you want to. There's nothing wrong if you rate them.
Well,
I was wondering. My question was the back four, did they gel very well, or were there so many lapses from what you were watching? Were there so many room for Liverpool strikers to penetrate, or do you think that this keeping this and this back four in the future, or maybe more games, you might help us?
Yeah. Did you actually see Salah really do anything?
Not really. Salah's not in form anyway. The whole Liverpool team is not really playing well.
Not till the second half, and even then he wasn't good. And that's probably the best game Cucurella's had in a while.
Oh yeah, Cucurella was one of the best players on the pitch.
Yeah, it's one of the best games he's had for quite a while. Silva made a mistake early on. He was a bit laid back and lax, but after that, he was okay. He was just Silva, wasn't he? Virtually every game you can't knock him.
Yeah, Gunnar said midfield is an issue for Chelsea. When you get a proper 6 and an 8, 4/10 with some more creativity, you're gonna realize that Mount, Gallagher, etc. is not good enough. I understand. My only problem is they don't have. We know this is what we have at this moment. There's so many injury situations. I'm not so sure why Cover didn't start, but Cover is very, very good.
He was ill. He was taken ill in the warm-up.
Yeah, Cover would have started. It wouldn't be Mount and Gallagher, because I know Gallagher passes and the way he controls, and there's so many, Mason Mount need to be on the bench. To be honest with you, I believe Mason Mount has to be on the bench and start from the bench. There's too many games on that young boy, and it's making him play or making him make so many mistakes. So it's about time Mason Mount will be benched and start the game, about 4 or 5 games, start from the bench, so he can realize that what is going on. But it doesn't mean he's a bad player. He became a bad player overnight. He's not having the best of form, and everybody knows that. Gallagher is also not playing well, but there's a good player. There are good players in them.
Can I address?
But with time, they will come. Yeah. You can address 1 minute. Kovacic felt ill during the warm up, so probably would have started otherwise. Absolutely, yeah. Just like I said, if Kovac wasn't ill, he was definitely going to start the game. And cover and tightness in calf. Okay, he wasn't feeling ill. He wasn't feeling ill. Okay, he wasn't feeling ill, but he has a muscle problem, which is tightness in calf. Okay, so thank you very much, Steve. Steven, for if you guys don't know, Steven is soon to be a physio. So when you talk about this injury and stuff like that, how long it's going to take that player to be out, he knows a lot about it. So this channel has physios in, like I said yesterday, couch critics, and also people that can analyze game, and other opposition teams like Gunnar, an Arsenal fan, Ryan, a Liverpool fan, and then me as a Chelsea fan and the host of the show. So yeah, this platform is full of almost everyone. Shout out to Benza, welcome to the stream. So I'm not, if you're female, it's my first time having another female on the platform. We want to have more female voice on this platform. So if it's the first time joining us, Benza, thank you for being part of the Blue Clouds Media platform, and also be consistent. Come over here. Let us have your say. Let us try and even hear your voice. We want to have more female on the platform. And I'm very, very happy to have you here, Benza. Be part of the show. My name is Nee Zion, as the host of this platform. So if you don't know me, that is my name. Be part of the channel, subscribe, and also keep your bell notification icon active so you don't miss anything from the platform. Thank you for being here. I said Steven said they hope he will be on for Fulham in a couple of weeks. So yeah, we should see Kovacic coming back in the Fulham game. Benzo said, "What number is Nunu Muduka? Yeah, Nunu Muduki. I'm not so sure what his number is, but I'm sure somebody will bring it out right now. Thank you very much for this question. You will get your answer right away. As you've asked, I'll be checking in, and whilst we're talking, someone will give it to you in the comments. Steven said, Potter cover felt some tightness in his calf. So this is coming from Graham Potter. Graham Potter on Kovacic. Probably it's at a post-match interview. He said the cover felt some tightness in his calf. We are hopefully for the Fulham game was a blow for us. But then credit to those who came in. Yeah, I think he played in the Fulham game. That's when he had that injury. If I'm understanding what Steven is saying. So Benza said, okay, Benza, okay, thank you very much. You will get your answer here soon. The number for Nunu Muduki. Newcastle and Brighton also drawing in their game as a help. Okay, they're drawing in their game as a help. I hope they draw, because we don't want to have so much stretch in the league log against the top four in Chelsea. We're trying to work our way out. We should have won this game, which should have helped ourselves. But yes, Staff, you were on the floor. Steven, let me know if you found the jersey number for Nunu, so I can answer my sister here who wants the answer. The jersey number for Nunu Muduki. Staff.
Yeah. I would assume that Gallagher was the one who came in for Kovacic. Well, anyway, right. I'm going to answer Guna. Yeah.
Yeah, Guna. Okay. In regards to Gallagher and then Messi Mount.
Yeah. Right. Everybody connected to Chelsea knows that midfield's an issue. Right. The only person who didn't seem to know it was Thomas Tuchel. I didn't want to mention him, but that's a fact. Everybody with half a brain knew we needed a defensive mid, right?
Yeah.
But in response to Guna, right, Mason Mount, right, and Gallagher are both being asked to play out of position, right, and do different jobs from what they are used to. Okay. Now, last season, I think Gallagher scored 8 goals, right, and something like 8 assists, right? Mason Mount was our top league scorer, 10 goals and 13 assists, which was more goal involvements, right, than Sterling had at Man City. They are both number 8s. Right, but because we haven't got a defensive mid that has to do other jobs, right? That's why our man Potter has gone out and signed a couple of wingers. So the Mount doesn't have to play as a winger; he can play as an 8. Right, same thing with Gallagher. And it's okay saying sell this guy, sell that guy, right? As I said to you before, we have to keep some English players. We've got no choice. We have to keep some English players. So should I? It's the same thing with Arsenal. Some rival supporters may say sell Ben Wilson or whatever, right? But you have to keep English players. You can't just get rid of all of them.
It is true. I agree with you. Not even you can say all the English players that are in Arsenal. Not all of them are that good. But then you have to keep some of the English players to balance the book.
Yeah, right. The thing is that if you play Mason Mount, right, where he's coming from the middle of the park, you'll see more from him, right? Did you watch the 2 seasons ago, the 3-3 draw when Lampard was still the coach? The 3-3 draw at West Brom when we were losing 3-0.
Yeah,
and we drew 3-3.
At the bridge?
No, at West Brom.
At West Brom, okay.
Yeah,
I remember we lost against West Brom at the bridge.
No. This is a draw, right?
Okay.
Same season, right? The game we lost at Stamford Bridge was Tuchel was the coach. But this game I'm talking about was Lampard, right?
Okay.
And it was Silva's debut. It was his first game for Chelsea. And Silva made a mistake, right? And then Alonso made a mistake as well. And then the third goal, which put them 3-0 up, was down to because we were playing a zonal marking. And that's the game where...
You're talking about the Gallagher and then Mason Mount.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Mount here at this moment.
Okay,
right?
Mount, okay.
Yeah, that game was the game where Anthony Barner, what's his name? You know, Anthony...
Anthony Taylor?
No, Barry. Anthony Barry.
Anthony Barry, yeah. The assistant coach?
Yeah, the set piece coach, isn't he? Right? And defensive coach. That's the game when he convinced Lampard to drop the zonal marking, right? But in that game, the man who turned the game on its head was Mason Mount, right? He got a goal and 2 assists, right? And he was coming from deep in the midfield, playing in his natural role. Too long now, right? Players have played out of position, first to accommodate Lampard, right, because of his system he wanted to play, and we didn't have the wingers, right? Yeah. And secondly,
let me my sister over here. I got an answer for you, Benza. From what I'm hearing now, it's Nunu Mudryk don't have a number yet. So once the number happen, once the number comes out and you'll be part of the show all the time, we'll let you know. He doesn't have a number here, so
I'll give you a response to that one as well. Right?
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
He wants number 26, but it's Zola's in it, and it's retired. Right. So
26 is with Koulibaly.
No, 25. Sorry, Zola.
25 is Koulibaly. Yeah. So 20. Okay, we'll get that answer later.
25. So, right.
Yeah, let's speed up a little bit so we can have more answers from you.
Yeah. So it was basically it's under debate at the moment because it's a retired shirt. Right. You can have any number; it doesn't have to be 25. Anyway, and that's the game that Mason Mount turned on its head because he was playing in his proper position. But since Tuchel's come, right, everybody's been playing out of position to accommodate a stupid system, right? And that's another reason he had to go because he was too system obsessed. And players would have got sick and tired of it. And yeah, maybe they did complain. I don't know. I can't say they did or they didn't. But when players are unhappy, even someone like Bowley's going to see that, right? Because remember, Bowley had funded a lot of our games before the end of the season, right? And he barely saw his win, did he? So that's why you play Mason Mount as an 8, right? The same role as Lampard, right? And that helps out the midfield defensively because he can tackle and he will track back and he will chase. But attack-wise, that's where his strength is, arriving at the box late. And that's why he scores from outside the box so often, right? Because he goes in.
From all you're trying to say is these two players you're talking about Mason Mount in specific.
Yeah.
As you said, this player has been played lots of games out of position, which doesn't really help his development in that stance. And you also referred to under Tuchel, he was being put into a game we play against West Brom, where
under Lampard.
He played in the preferred position, which he scored a goal and even had 2 assists, which is all understandable. But I understand. But if this is how we get players become world top players or world class players in the space of their career. If they're able to perform very well in various positions, it makes them more versatile. And we've seen certain blunders that have come from him that you shouldn't expect. Those blunders to come from Mason Mount, which is what the viewers and the fans are seeing, and then they're trying to point fingers at.
No. Name them. You give me one that you can pinpoint to Mason Mount.
Oh, that some of the mistakes.
Yeah, give me
stop.
Directly at Mason Mount.
I love Mason Mount. Very, very good player. But to be honest with you, there are some of the games, and you could tell that this guy I don't have them here. And I have
Every
them on the
time,
internet. I have them on the computer. I can show them to you, but YouTube will take my channel down if I do that
yeah,
right away. I
but
could
there's a
show
guy.
you some of those mistakes because you could say the bad
Listen,
passes, bad crosses. There are certain
it comes from
instances that you could tell
tiredness.
that he could move
It comes from
forward with the
tiredness.
ball. He could move
Nee,
forward with the ball. He doesn't do it, and he move the ball all
nee.
the way back. And fans are
This
tired of
comes.
seeing this over time.
This comes from tiredness, right? The guy's been running to the
That's what I'm
ground
saying.
for
That's what I'm
3 seasons.
saying. The
I'm not
coaches need to sit
objecting.
him down. The
I'm not
coaches need to sit him
objecting.
down.
I'm not objecting to him starting games on the bench to have a rest. That's not what I'm debating,
Okay.
right? But what I am debating, right? Sorry, what I
No.
will debate is with respect, an
Okay.
Arsenal fan coming on telling me and you and Blue Blood and all that and Chelsea fans that we should get rid of Mason Mount. If he's watching Arsenal, he's not watching Chelsea, is he? So he doesn't see the work that Mount's been doing, right? He hasn't seen what the good things are because they're busy watching their own teams. But because they formulate their own opinion on an individual player from another team, right? It doesn't mean they know fully what that player offers. And I would not sell him.
I'm not taking his words every word that he says. You know,
Look,
he's a rival fan. He mean banter. So whatever he can chip in to make the player look bad, he will say to make us feel bad.
yeah,
But I am
and we're
trying to explain to him as a brother. I know he knows that there's no way Chelsea will sell Mason Mount. There's no way. The player is out of form and it's not playing very well. It doesn't mean that you have to sell the player. There's a good player in Mason Mount and Gallagher too. Give them time. Let
right.
them
So,
understand the game very well, and you
right,
can sell this
hang
player
on,
for millions and
hang
millions in
on a
the
minute.
future.
Nee, wait 1 minute, right? You've just
Yeah.
made the same point as me, right?
Mhm.
So if you're going to invite, right, this is a football conversation, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you're going to invite opposing fans on. Fine, that's great. I don't mind that. I haven't got an objection to that. But I'm not going to advise Arsenal fans who they should sell, right? Because I don't watch Arsenal every game. I don't see what their players have to offer, right? I don't see their players' weak spots. Yeah. And my argument is Mason Mount has been running to the ground for the last 3 seasons. Make it 4, because he was running to the ground at Derby as well under Lampard. Because every time he was fit, he played him, right? And he's been running to the ground for 4 years. When he was at Vitesse Arnhem, and I watched him, because I don't just watch Ajax, right? I
Okay.
watch Ajax every week, right? As long as it doesn't clash with Chelsea, right? But I watch Vitesse Arnhem as well, because we've had like 20 plus players play for Vitesse Arnhem. And I watched Mason Mount, and he didn't start the season, yeah, right? He didn't play for nearly 3 months. So when he came in and he was fresh, and he actually got to play, right? He was their top scorer, 17 goals, something like 13, 14 assists, their player of the year, because he wasn't running to the ground, right? And now he's been running to the ground, and rival fans are not going to know that. I don't care what a rival fans, with respect, whether it's Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, whatever. I don't care what they think of my players, right? I know more as to what they've faced. I know more what they've been through, right? I know they've been overplayed. Right? I know he's been running to the ground, right? And I know he's been played out of position. He's accommodated, right? Lampard and Tuchel predominantly, because they've had him the most, right? Playing on the
Yeah.
right, playing
Mhm.
on the left, right? Playing in the two behind the striker, playing inside forward, right? And he's rarely played, and he's also played in midfield, right? Next to Jorginho as a defensive mid, right? When we haven't had the others available. So he's rarely played in his position. He's running to the ground. Thank you for your advice, but I wouldn't sell him, right? And
Okay.
if
Okay.
I don't take any notice of you, I'm not apologising. because I know more about Mason Mount than any rival supporter, and I
Thank you
wouldn't
very much.
and I
Thank you
wouldn't
very
comment
much,
on
Stav.
Arsenal.
Thank
I
you
won't
very much,
comment.
Stav. Stav has to make his point. He's not never ever going to sell Mason Mount based on the comments from Guna. Guna Guna said, I have a lot of messages. I was just hoping I could read it before it piles up for me. Um, okay, Steven said that he means a Fulham game in a couple of weeks because we had the game postponed because of the Queen's death. Much more understandable now. Nuni Muduki hasn't got a number, so yeah, if you ask of Muduki's number, so far he hasn't have a number yet, and as staff said, he has explanation on why he hasn't have a number. Gunnar said you make excuses for Mount. If you are a top player, you should be able to change your position depending on the system. Making excuses like this is weak. He had a shocking game. Time for some honesty. Yes, I understand with you, Guna. I understand your point of view and the way you see the game. Some Chelsea fans will not agree with you. Some will agree with you. To me, I feel like Mason Mount is not playing very well. In my opinion, he needs to start games from the bench because he's tired. He needs to reset himself, and then start all over again. But to sell him, no. Just like you said, we need players in the midfield. We need English players in the team to be able to balance the book. So that is where I'm looking at this from. This is coming from Benza. Benza said Mudryk or Gakpo. I'll go for Gakpo. Sorry, I'll go for Mudryk all the time. You saw what he did within the few minutes that he was on the pitch. He hasn't played football for a long time. I think almost about 2 months he hasn't played football. Very, very active football. So this is just a glimpse of what to see
Since
from
November.
since November. Okay. So this is just glimpse from what we have to expect from Mudryk. Outstanding player. He has more to offer Chelsea. We got 21 of us. 20 of us. Lecturer was 20 and 30 of us. So please, if you're just joining, it's very important to put the like on the video so we can, up the like. It makes the platform get more people to get involved whilst we're live. So yeah, we got 22 of us joining the stream. So guys, get involved in the comment section. Let us know what you make of the game, your thoughts on the game today, what Chelsea did right and what Chelsea did not do right, and what Chelsea could have done better to be able to get all 3 points, and what should Chelsea do in the future. Let us know what your thoughts is in the comment section below. Steven said that the game when Alonso went to sit on the bus after being subbed at halftime. I think that was under Lampard, under Frank Lampard. Also, Benzo said
Same game.
Felix or Nunes. I'll take Joao Felix. Joao Felix is very, very creative compared to what Felix is. Nunes is Felix is also very, very he's a very good finisher, better than Nunes. So yeah, I'll take Felix every day. I think Gunnar said you had players like says AC and Kante in his prime, Ramirez and Lampard. Thinking Mount is good enough is a disrespect to all these players. Thank you,
Oh,
Gunnar.
God. Jesus.
That's
The guy's 24. How old were those players when they got into the midfield? The guy is 24. Just turned. I'm getting fed up with listening to this nonsense. The guy is 24. He's been running to the ground, playing 60 games virtually a season, plus England games. The guy's 24. How is it an insult to them players? I watch them players, and I'll decide what's an insult to them. Sorry.
so Gunnar, you hear him. Some of these players have a lot of experience and they've played the game for quite a long time. And when you talk about ACN was around 25 when he came to Chelsea. Mount is only 24, and he hasn't played in. He hasn't got that experience that Makelele. Conte is also older. Conte is, I think, is about 31 or 30 years old. Conte is also older, has lots of experience. All this experience, it comes with time, Gunnar. It comes with time. I understand your frustration. You love football. You watch Arsenal just like you watch Chelsea. It's understandable. Big up to you, Kim So. Kim So said Chelsea can't win big games. That has been a problem at this moment. Chelsea are not having very difficulties winning these big games. I watch Chelsea just as much as you, bro. I love football and have an unbiased point of view. I love some of your players, but Mount is not. It's not it. This is banter.
Can
This
I
is not banter. I
can
understand.
no,
Understand.
I need
Stop.
to explain.
I'll come
No, I
back to
need
you
to.
real quick. All right, go
We'll
ahead
do
and
it quick
react.
because I need to respond to that.
All right, respond to it so we can move on with it. I got so many comments coming,
Yeah,
so
I'll
do it
respond to
real
that.
quick. Do it
I've
real
been
quick.
watching Chelsea for 53 years. I've seen every player since 1970 who's played for Chelsea. Good ones, bad ones, terrible, awful, great ones, superstars, right? And I've attended like over 1,000 games. So don't tell me you watch Chelsea as much as me. I watch every single game. And if Arsenal are playing at 3 o'clock English time, right, and Chelsea are playing at 3 o'clock English time, you're not watching Chelsea, are you? You're watching Arsenal. And I don't watch Arsenal, right, at 3 o'clock when Chelsea are playing. Right. So don't tell me, right, you watch them as much as me because you don't. Right. I've
Thank you.
actually paid and attended well over 1,000 games. Right. And I've watched every Chelsea player since 1970. And he's not an insult to anybody because he's been running to the ground and he's only 24. Essien was 26, 27, right, when he reached his peak.
Yeah, I think he was a 25 when he came to Chelsea. I'm very
Yeah,
sure.
but he didn't reach
Yeah,
his peak till he was
yeah,
26, 27,
yeah,
did he?
yeah.
Nobody reaches their peak at 24, 25, do they? Right?
No,
The best days of
it's a
Essien
few
were
players
later.
that get to that stage. Yeah, just a few.
Yeah, it's rare.
Yeah. So thank you very much for a reaction. If you have any more reaction as I read the message and the comments, let me know. Now stop right there. Mason Mount doesn't deserve a 300k. I don't think he's asking for 300k. It's the media that has make it that way. Mason Mount has not asked for 300k a week. How many goals does he score for him to be asking too much? 300k. He's not Lionel Messi. Neither is he Cristiano Ronaldo. Those players that ask for those amount of money are game changers, are game winners. They impact game, they affect game. Mason Mount at this moment hasn't been doing that much, so there's no way he qualify for 300k. And at this moment, Todd Bowley is trying to fix the wage bill at the football club, and I don't think anyone else will be making 300k at the football club within a year to come. No one will be making that money.
It's another reason to get rid of Sterling.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons to get rid of Sterling. Also, Steven said, by the way, commentary, Batishia yet to get his first Chelsea goal. It's his second game. Liverpool missing key players, unlike Chelsea, who only have the 11 out, though Sky Sports was meant to be Liverpool TV. So thank you very much for that comment coming from Steven. We got
A lot of
24 of
people
us
think that.
watching the stream, and do not forget, if you're just joining us, wherever platform you're joining us from, please do us a favor and also like the video and also share the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Keep the bell notification icon active at all times, so when we go live or post any video, you won't miss anything from Blue Clouds Media. My name is Nizion. As usual, I'm taking you through to the review of today's game, which is Liverpool and Chelsea, which both played at Anfield with a draw. Liverpool and Chelsea have been playing each other for quite some time now. It ended up being a narrow win or draw for almost about 4 or 5 games, end up being draw. That should tell you the quality on both teams, Chelsea and then Liverpool at this point in time. Both teams are not playing very well. We have low scoring. There was no goal. There was none of the team registered any goal. Should tell you that both strength, they deserve where they are in the mid-table at this moment. Until they start scoring goals, then we know where they are. So yeah, thank you very much, Steven. Steven said, the spicy says spicy, that report isn't true about 300k. Yeah, it is not true. That report is never true. It is the media that made it that way. Also, Badishia is a center back. Really, yeah, spicy. Yeah, it's not real. It's a fake news. Mason Mountain never asked for 300k. Half of your fan base one Mount gone, bro. This is not just rival fans. It is reactional. It is reactional. Let's look. Mount does so many things. I like Mount, but I don't. I'm not a guy that supports bad deeds or maybe bad performance. If he have a stinker, I would say Mount have done so many good things in the past for Chelsea that some of the rival fans, same people that want him out, will not come over and throw light on the good things he does. But they only point fingers at the bad things that Mount does. But if you go in the game, today's game, lots of the players did wrong. Chukwuemeka did not play very well. He will keep falling and falling and falling. But no one is saying anything about Chukwuemeka. Why? Is it because he's not in English? Or is it because he's not that young? He's also very young. Mount is young too. So I don't like when rival fans, when the fan base point fingers at one specific player. That is not fair to the player, and it's not respectable to the player itself, and it doesn't help with the players' morale, because we have to come away and support them. They're humans, just like you can have a bad day and even go off on me. I can have a bad day. They're human being. They're not robotic. They cannot be having the same performance each and every game. It can't happen. They have bad games. They have good games. We have to see it that way. That Mason Mount is not playing well. So is Raheem Sterling. Don't tell me Raheem Sterling is a bad player. No, he's just going deep in form. But he can't get back and start playing well. But it doesn't mean I want Chelsea to keep him. I mean, I don't spend the money on the players. So whatever they decide, they can decide. But we are here, we watch, and we want to decide what we feel like Chelsea should do. So, yeah, I understand your comments, Gunnar. I understand. Whatever we're saying, we just all have trying to understand each other. Many rumors.
I don't understand this comment. Tell me, I've got a question for him. Yeah, with respect, right?
Okay, Gunnar, with respect, he said.
And I'm trying to keep my temper in check, right? With respect, right? Which half of the fan base is he talking about? I don't mean any disrespect, but he's talking about a fan base, right? That's sitting thousands of miles away, watching on TV, yeah, right? I'm sorry, Lee, we had this discussion last night as well. There are people who have an obsession and an anti-English player attitude. I had a conversation today, right, with somebody on Facebook again in a group, right? And some of the stuff they come out with is pure nonsense. I'll give you an example later, not now. We'll stick to the Mount bit for now, right? They have an obsession about criticising the English players. They don't know the rules. They don't realise we have to have 8 players in the 25-man squad, right? They don't realise that there's rules governing the B list. Somebody told me 2 nights ago that we can have every one of the players we've signed, plus the current squad, right, all listed, and some of the new guys can go on the B list. That's why I brought that up last night with the B list. People who sit thousands of miles away, right? Yeah. And they're commenting on their own, whatever you want to call it, prejudices, their own likes, their own tastes, or their own this or their own that. One of the biggest laughs I've ever had, right? I'll give you an example here. One of the biggest laughs I've ever had going on Facebook, right? And listening to the conversation about Chelsea, right, is Nigerians arguing with Ghanaians, right, yeah, that Mikel was better than Essien. And they were bitching with each other. Right?
Stop. Let me tell you this. I always tell you, I think yesterday I said this.
This is what I'm saying.
And Ghanaians.
Yeah, listen. That's my point is, we're talking about a fan base, right? Who don't even know the history of Chelsea, right? They know nothing about Chelsea. Maybe 2 years ago, they saw us win the Champions League and suddenly decided I'm going to support Chelsea. They go onto Facebook, right? I've seen this loads of times, right? Only last week, I'm a lifelong Chelsea fan, right? I started supporting in 2018. How are you a lifelong Chelsea fan if you started supporting in 2018? People get carried away. Listen, when you're watching a game on TV, right, which I have to do now as well, right? It's not something I like doing because obviously I've emigrated, right? But I went to games time and time again, right? Over 1,000 times I went to games. And on TV, you only see what the TV camera shows you. And 9 times out of 10, that TV camera shows you the ball. You don't see the work rate, right? Off the
players.
ball, right? Running the lines, right? Closing people down and all this stuff. You don't see that, right? You don't see that. And it's not an excuse, sorry, to say that Mason Mount has been running to the ground, right, for the last 3 or 4 seasons, because Mr. Gooner isn't going to know that, right? He doesn't know who's played how many games for Chelsea, right? I check everything. I know games that the players played during the season and that, right? Mason Mount has been voted Player of the Year 2 years in a row on the Fifth Stand official club app, right? And that includes people from Asia, Africa, America, all those places, right? And he's still got voted Player of the Year. And no rival supporter, right, is going to have an objective view, right? And a lot of supporters who've only been around 5 minutes is going to have an objective view on an individual player, right? And Mason Mount, right, has won Player of the Year awards, right, voted for by his teammates. And your teammates vote for you because they know what you do. They know what you give. They know how you perform, right? That's why players Player of the Years, right? It's totally different from fans' players because fans will vote for somebody they might prefer or like or whatever. I don't go onto Arsenal groups, right, commenting about Arsenal players, right, because I don't know enough about them, for starters, right? What I do know is that every club has unsung heroes, right, who've been running to the ground, right? Every club has idiots who just collect the money and don't really care. And right now, that's Aubameyang at Chelsea, right? He's collecting his money. He goes on the pitch, looks disinterested, right? And I'm not going to accept someone criticising Mason Mount, right? Like he doesn't care. He does care. And then this is riled me. This is riled me. I don't care about the half of the fan base.
Sum that up so we can move on to the next
I don't care about rival fans who don't watch him every game. I don't care about half the fan base, right, who don't watch him every game, who just like to claim they're Chelsea fans, right? Not everybody who comments watches.
Okay, thank you very much, Stav. Stav has made his points clear. In regards to what is going on with the fan base. Like I said, if you go on the other network, if you see Ghanaians and Nigerians arguing on certain players, it happens all the time. They argue to the extent that they even argue on food, jollof rice, and everything. So that is a Ghanaian and Nigerian thing, which Stephen said, don't trust everything, especially when it comes to the media. Yes, on Chelsea. Just like a couple days ago, I even brought up what Sky Sports are trying to light up on this spending spree the amateur Chelsea has spent already, which they don't know what is going on. They're trying to put something there. So
they don't even know. They don't even know the rules.
Yeah, they don't know the rules very well.
They don't understand, right? Same as a lot of supporters, right? They don't understand that a lot of these players, right, have been bought for the future. They don't. They know that a squad can only be 25 players, right? Mm-hmm. They don't stop to think that not all these players are going to be integrated into the team this year, right? This season. And that's one of the things I wanted to discuss later. right?
Okay. Benza. Okay. Stav, you can keep that one out. We'll discuss. We'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
great.
Benza said Mudryk or Gakpo, which I said I'll take Mudryk every day. I'll take Mudryk all the day, all the time. Felix or Nunes, I said Felix. Jorginho should leave because his tracking back is just too slow. Yes, sir. The Jorginho is one of the players that Chelsea will be thinking of replacing. Messi or Ronaldo, prime. Messi or Ronaldo, prime. I'll take Ronaldo all day. Ronaldo all day in his prime, because the only reason that I'll take Ronaldo is Ronaldo just doesn't score goals. But then when you talk about set pieces, you're looking for someone to head the ball and put in the back of the net. And Ronaldo give you that. Ronaldo in your football club, besides football, it gives you a lot that Messi cannot give you. But I understand the argument. This argument can never end. Somebody also can come in and say, hey, I'll take Messi because of da 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 da. Ronaldo is skillful. Messi is skillful. Messi is gifted. Ronaldo is not gifted. But hard work took him to wherever he is. He's motivated and he works very hard. So with me, between Messi and Ronaldo, I'll take Ronaldo all day, because if Ronaldo is in my team, he can do so many things that maybe Messi cannot do in terms of the height. I'm looking for the height. I want Ronaldo to be able to track back and be part of the defense and clear out crosses for me. So that's why I'll take Ronaldo. But not that yeah.
It's not just the height. It's his what's his bloody hell, I forgot what the word is. It's his aerial ability. Right? The way he jumps, right? It's his power. Yeah. Right, he has power, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean.
And even his physique helps him, right? Which he's worked at. Right? It's not the word I'm looking for, but I just can't come up with the word right now.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, when you find it, just we'll come back to that again anytime. Mason Mount is the GOAT. Has better than the whole Arsenal squad. I don't get that very well. Mason Mount.
She thinks
he's better. He's better than the whole Arsenal squad. This is coming from another. This is a comment coming. Thank you very much for that comment. Yeah.
What she means is that there isn't a player in the Arsenal squad who's better than Mount when fully fit and on the game. Right?
Yeah, Spicy said not the whole Arsenal squad. This is banter. This is really getting into that aspect. So guys got 29, 22. We only got 16 likes. That is not really good to you guys. I mean, you guys can do better. We can do it. Just click on the like so we can let me read more. I have too many of these comments. His Gunnar said, bro, I'm talking about now. I watch Chelsea every game as long as Arsenal is not playing. Just the same thing he also said. If Chelsea and Arsenal are playing at the same time, you prefer to watch Arsenal. So maybe at that game, you may mix something from what Mason Mount did at that game. That is what he was trying to say. Stav is trying to say. Okay, he said, I watch Chelsea every game as long as Arsenal is not playing. Chelsea and Arsenal barely plays at the same time, bro. I know you have been watching Chelsea for longer. So, yeah, thank you, Gunnar. I'm not done. Hold on, Staff. You've got so many questions for him. Hold on. The comments are too many. If I don't keep up with it, it'll be too many. I won't be able to read all of them. Aubameyang doesn't deserve to play for Chelsea. When he joined the game, he literally was just running around. Yes, just like Staff said, he's not hungry. He doesn't really want it. Just like people say he doesn't want to be here. If I'm not mistaken, Mount created more chances than Foden in the Premier League this season. By the way, but Foden isn't spoken about. It's one you can argue that. People coming in always Mount, but there's also a Foden over there, which people don't talk about him because he's playing under Pep Guardiola. So Foden is spoken, and Grealish also. Foden is spoken about. He has been very bad this season, but you wouldn't see that much from the news. News do not put that up on Foden. They won't do that. It's always Fanbase on Mason Mount. Big up to you, Bobby. Bobby said knee attacking 19-year-old Chukwuemeka because he tripped over the ball that got tangled under his feet is not really acceptable. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not attacking Chukwemeka. I'm not attacking Chukwemeka. Bobby, if you heard me very well, I said it was all about Mason Mount, and I said it's a teamwork. Some players did not play very well, and it's not just Mason Mount. Maybe Jorginho did not do something right. Maybe Gallagher did not do something right. Aubameyang did not do something right. So collectively, it's a teamwork. But my problem is when people point too much fingers at one individual player, which is Mason Mount. You get that's what I was trying to say. So I was trying to refer to Chukwemeka, who stumbled, who fell, who made mistake, who did that. You know, the fact that I didn't mention the other player's name doesn't mean that I'm attacking him. No, I would never do that. That is not me. Because I value these players. And I'm very happy when they, during Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays and Sundays, when I turn my TV on and I see them entertaining me. So I will never abuse people that put smile on my face. That is not me. That is not me. Because I understand they're human. I've said that many times. I don't abuse players and I do abuse anyone. And I don't attack people on my platform. If the player has a stinker, I will say it. I'll say it in that game. But it doesn't mean he's a bad player just overnight. That is not what I'm saying here. So please do not get me wrong. I'm not attacking anyone. Because I'll be very happy if Chukwemeka was my brother. I would be very, very happy. Yes, because I'll be proud of him being my brother. So there's no way if he was someone else's brother playing on the field, and then for me to have this opportunity to sit on my platform and then attack him. No, that is not me.
I didn't think anybody attacked him, to be honest. I think the conversation was along the lines that we should have won the game. Yeah, all right. That Chukwemeka fell over a couple of times where it was tangled under his feet, and he slipped a couple of times as well. Right, so maybe he needs to look at his footwear. That's not a criticism. It's just a point being made. Right. We also discussed that Mudryk, right, had a shot which was in the centre of the goal, and he got angry with himself. And then we said that I actually liked the fact that Mudryk got angry with himself. Right. We also said that Ziyech had a goal.
Absolutely.
Their shot. Right. So basically, we were dissecting that we could have won the game and didn't because of this or that situation. Right. And we also pointed out that Kepa never really, without criticising Kepa, he never really had a major save to make, which is why we were the better team and we were the away team. Nobody's criticised Chukwemeka.
Yeah, we didn't. I know we didn't even talk about Chukwemeka. I just made one statement in regards to all the team. I did not attack him, so I'm not so sure what Bobby is talking about. But I'm sorry, Bobby. Using Guna, listen. Using the argument that fans in the stadium is more important and knows better is the weirdest argument I've ever heard. You literally have probably the best right back in Europe, and then he is English. I understand, Guna. I don't think it's the weirdest statement he made.
Why is he?
Look, to be honest with you, let me address this real quick, staff. My first time watching Chelsea game was here in America, and that was a couple years ago when Chelsea played Real Madrid. I felt different. I felt things that people don't see when you're watching on live TV. Just like staff said, the camera only focus on the ball because the ball is the most important thing on the TV when you're watching it. But you don't see what other players do when the camera is not on them. But when you are in the stadium, you could tell the work rate of other players, the way they're tracking back, the communication between the back four or back three when the camera is not on them. And that is what he was referring to. But it doesn't mean that they are the best, but they get to see more. It's not being best. It's not being best. We take a lot from commentators because the commentators see what we don't see on the pitch. They give us more insight of the game. They can see more of the game than we do. So when someone goes to the game and says, "Oh, I saw Cucurella. Oh, Cucurella played very well." Even you and I could testify on the TV that Cucurella played very well. But what if the camera is not on Cucurella? Doesn't mean that Cucurella did not play very well. because most of the ball was around Cucurella's side and the camera was on him and he performed very well at that time. So that means that Cucurella, we all saw what he did. So that is what he's trying to come up from. That is what he's trying to explain. So thank you, Guna. I don't care if Mount is English or not. I just comment that I don't think he is good enough. You can have your opinion, and we can agree to disagree. Absolutely, just like I said, this platform, everyone can have his opinion. Your opinion is respected. You can disagree on someone, but at the end of the day, we are gonna arrive at one place. This is coming from Bobby. Bobby said Mount is needed off form. He may need a couple games out to get his head straight. I don't know what is happening with him, but I am worried about him. Just like I said, Mount needs to get some games off, or maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes will be good for his mindset. I'm sure he's having off the field issues, just like Cucurella. I never knew. Graham Potter said, he said it. Cucurella had off the field issue. With a lot of Chelsea fans, they don't know why he was performing that bad. And Graham Potter said he knows him, he believes in him, he knows what he can do. That is why he's still playing. So sometimes we have to understand that players can go through this form, but it doesn't mean they're bad players. Steven said that 30 views. Let's get this like up, guys. We can do better. Let's get the likes up. Guna, thank you very much. Just smash the like button, people. If you're very happy, you're enjoying the conversation, you don't have to put a like on the video. If you're enjoying the conversation, you're enjoying the argument, it's very healthy argument. So please, let's put a like on the video. Aubameyang need to leave in this summer. I agree with you. That's the only time we can offload Aubameyang. Aubameyang at this moment is stuck with Chelsea. And I know you, Bobby, you know that much. So I understand you saying Summer. We have to try as much as we can to let him go. Bobby, totally agree with you about Aubameyang. I trust you. We'll hire the taxi. Yeah, you hire the taxi. Let's get him out. They know the rules when it suits them. Spending and FFP, etc. Absolutely, when you suit them. Thank you very much, Steven. Messi is more hardworking. Messi is more hard. Diego Costa said Messi is more hardworking. Both players are more hardworking, but we talk about hardworking. They are different players. They are attacking players, but they play differently. So we should look at that. The Messi Ronaldo argument would never die, even though they retired from international football. Even though they retired from football, Messi and World Pele and Diego Armando Maradona. Those two players played in different eras. They didn't play at the same time, but still, Diego Maradona plays in the 70s, where Pele plays in around, I think, the 50s and the 60s. That's when he was playing. But still, we were comparing those two players in our modern world. Different type of football, different rules, but then different kind of equipment when they were wearing without shin pad and all that kind of stuff. Different field, the field equipment, the field that they play on is not as high class as it is now. You get what I'm saying? So, but we're still comparing Maradona and then Pele. So the comparison is never gonna die away. This is coming from Steven said, "Have you seen Aspi tweet thread about reaching 500 games?" Yes, we did talk about that. The only foreign player to have played 500 games in the Premier League. That is a great achievement for Azpilicueta. Yeah, with so much experience. Got to head off, boys. Have a good show, good debate. Thank you very much. You're always welcome every day, so we can have a very, very healthy debate. Big up to MC Macaroni. MC Macaroni, that's the name. He says, I think there are so many emojis, pinky emojis, but over here it's come in the form of words. I almost read it. So yeah, big up to you, MC Macaroni. Then Steven said, Steven has two more comments he just brought in. Then we're gonna go back to stuff. Steven said, no, he put a thread up. Whilst you are love. Okay. I think he meant to live. Yeah, live. Whilst I was live. I'll check into that. Oh, if you can share that with me real quick, Stephen. If you have stuff. I've read almost every comment that has come in. So yeah. What do you want to say now in regards to some of these messages or the comments?
Uh,
Give me
just,
1 minute, Stav. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Take over the
um,
microphone.
just because somebody, right, claims to be watching games, and I'm not on about the Gooner, right? It's this so-called worldwide fan base, right?
Okay.
I've got it here in Cyprus as well, right? People claiming to be Chelsea fans, and they don't even watch the games, right? Just because someone claims to watch the game doesn't mean they do, right? And the comment regarding fans being in the stadium being more important than fans around the world. Well, I'm one of those fans sitting around the world now, not in the stadium anymore, right? And I'll tell you something, the people who spend their money, right, keep the club going, right, whether that's Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, right, Tottenham, whichever club it is, the people who actually go to the stadium and spend their money are the most important people because they contribute, right? My way of contributing to Chelsea at the moment is by subscribing to the programme, the match day programme. So I get every match day programme, right? And that's the only way I can do it. And I buy the shirts when I can, right? And other merchandise. There's people sat around the world, right, who don't spend anything. If somebody pays a subscription, and this isn't directed at you, Neil, this is a generalisation thing, right? Anyone who pays a subscription, it was the same thing here. Yeah. Today I watched the game on the local channel here because my UK streaming's not very good Saturday afternoons and evenings, right? So I watched it on the local one. I pay my money to the local company. It's called Theta, right? And that's who gets my money, not Chelsea, right? Theta play Chelsea. They pay the EPL. They don't pay Chelsea. The money goes into the EPL from Theta. My
Yeah.
money doesn't go to Chelsea. My money goes to Theta, right? So the people who contribute, right, in the UK who get Sky and get all that, right?
Yeah.
It's the same with them. They're contributing to the TV channel, right? Who then pay the clubs, the EPL, right? The people who go to the stadium, like it or not, are the most important people because they're the ones who go into the club shop like I used to. I used to go in the club shop, and spend 150, £200 each time I went in there. I used to buy every match programme. I used to buy a hamburger outside, right? Before going into the stadium, but it was still outside. It was still the club's money, right? Because they pay concessions and that, right? I used to buy the monthly magazine, right? All this
Yeah.
stuff, and that's contributing to the club. Right now, I contribute to theatre, right? And that's it, right? My only contribution to Chelsea is when I go online, buy shirts, merchandise, and my programme subscription, and that costs me £150 a year anyway, right?
Yeah.
But if I was in London, I'd go to every game, right? Like I did when I had a season ticket. When I was in London, right up to when I emigrated, the last thing I did before getting on the plane to fly to Cyprus was go to Chelsea v Bolton with my season ticket. And then I gave my season ticket to a friend to use it, right? Because there was a couple of games left, right? That's the last thing I did. And then I went from the Stamford Bridge to Heathrow Airport to emigrate, right? They are the most important people. People who go to that ground are more important than me, right?
Okay. Yeah. So this is what Stephen was saying in regards to the trend from Azpilicueta, and I'm very humble to read it loud to everyone. And there's a video attached to it, but I have to make sure I hide the video because YouTube can very careful with videos and stuff like that. because that is coming from Chelsea. So he said that I am really proud, honored, and humbled to have reached 500 games as a Blue. I have never paid attention to individual achievement as the group is and will always be the force that drives me forward. However, it is a privilege to be part of a select group of legends. So that is coming from Azpilicueta. Well said, well said. What a legend it is. It's something. It's also something that I want to bring to the platform. Big up to my brother over here, Dave Jones. Big up to you. I think it's my first time having you on the platform. We're growing a very very big community, and if it's the first time you're joining us here, Dave, do us a favor, like the video and also subscribe, and also be part of our community. Over here we don't disrespect people. We accept everyone's opinion. We engage, we communicate, we disagree and agree, and have a very healthy communication. So, if you're just joining us, my name is Nee Zion, as usual. You can see my name down there if, at the screen come up. So, yeah, that's what we do. We do talk almost about top 6, top 7 news in the Premier League, and mostly Chelsea news as well. As of now, we're having a review of the game that took place a couple hours ago, which was Liverpool and Chelsea. We're trying to dissect and review and see what went wrong for both teams and why did both teams did not play very well. And we're trying to rate some of the players based on their performance. So if you're joining us, you're always welcome to Blue Clouds Media. Stephen, he said, Dave said Chelsea today played satisfactory. Keep on, boys. Your glory days still coming, and hope for the good results. Definitely, we knew that the future will be bright. Mikhailo Mudryk hasn't played football since November. Staff said, so it could be a little bit of maybe rustiness, but even with that, him not playing that much game, we saw what he can offer us on a good day. So I'm very, very happy to have him at the football club. And Stephen also went ahead and said there was some multiple to it if you want to show them as well. Okay, I will show them as the program keep going on. Welcome back, Kennedy. Kennedy, I hope you're doing very well, my brother. He said we are building for the future and have say the future is bright. I always say to the people, the future is bright. We got lots of good talent in. Nunu Mudoki is in. We don't have his jersey number yet, and Staff said he knows the reason why we don't have a jersey number yet. Staff said he wants the jersey number 26. If I'm right,
25.
Staff.
25.
25.
25.
He won jersey number 25, but jersey number 25 has been retired. It's been retired by the club, so probably they have to find out another number for Nuni. So that could be the reason why Muduki don't have a jersey number yet, but he will. Today game was a must win, and we didn't typically. Chelsea. Yeah, I thought this Chelsea has so many clear good chances where they could finish this game, but sometimes a lack of experience. I know some of the chances. If it was maybe Messi would have scored 2 of those chances without.
Has Kimso got a positive bone in his body?
Kimso?
Every platform I see him on, right? It's negative comments, right? We couldn't play Mudryk, right, fully because he hasn't played like since November, right?
Yeah.
We'd have thrown him. We can't just throw him in for the full 90 minutes, right? He's had 1 week's training to get his fitness levels up, right? The likelihood is by the time Fulham comes round, he'll start the game. Yeah, right. It wasn't a criticism of Chukwuemeka, right? He had chances, but he slipped, and the one that Bobby said got tangled between his feet. So their chances again, right? Ziyech had a shot, put it into a crowded area, right? And Mason Mount had a shot. Mudryk had 2, right? Just like we've got picked up another injury today, so we've got 11 injured players, right? We've got Fafana, Chilwell,
we have Reece James.
Yeah,
Reece James, who's not ready yet.
and Kante, right?
Yeah, we have
Then they're not
Ryan
fit enough.
Sterling.
Yeah, they're not fit enough to go. Well, Sterling's going to be out for a while, isn't he? I think. I've not seen any update on him. Right, Pulisic is going to be out for 2 months. Right, and people are still complaining that typical Chelsea. Just get a reality check. Right, every game virtually we pick up an injury. Right, and just get a reality check. We played well today. We were the better team. Right, with a bit more luck. Right, like I said, Chukwuemeka not getting his feet tangled. Right. And other bits and pieces, we should have won that game. And I still would like to see VAR that disallowed the goal, from the point where the ball was played to Havertz, not when Havertz received it, right? VAR and Sky TV and all this lot, they freeze the picture where it suits them, right? Mm-hmm. He wasn't offside when the ball was flicked on. But they never show that. They always show what suits them. You've got to do it. What happened is a rule that says when the ball was played, and that seems to have disappeared from these people who are operating VAR. When the ball was played, not where he received it, not where he shot from. When the ball was played, yeah. Okay. And we're not getting that right now. And we've got these injuries. We're having bad luck during games, and that people are still complaining. When we get back to full strength, right, get Reece James back in, get Chilwell back in, right, then you've got Cucurella as a support in that position, right?
Stuff to me, you know what I like. Stuff, you know what I'm very happy about. Although we have all these injuries, this is how we could tell the squad depth. We can be able to tell who is capable to be a part of the squad depth and who is not capable to be in there. So I think this opportunity for Chelsea fans and viewers, fan viewers, to see and know who they can trust in, and in the future for Chelsea to be a good squad depth. So I understand some of you have to understand things happen for a reason.
The judgment, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about that. Right, I'm okay with it. I know what's coming, right? And I know that the judgment starts next season when we get back to full strength. The new signings get bedded in. Potter gets to have a pre-season with his squad. We play a few friendlies, right? And that's when you start judging them. But you cannot judge this team, right now with 11 injuries. You cannot judge this team, right, with a coach who's been there 4 months, and 2 of the months were spent with players away on international duty, right? Coming in with the turmoil of the other coach being fired, right? And players having to get used to him, right? You can't judge them and come and continuously complaining, right? Take each game on its own merits, and you take the team that you were able to put out and judge it on that, not just continuous whining and moaning that we didn't win a game. Right, that's Anfield. However bad Liverpool are, right, that's the team that beat, was it Southampton, 9-0. And they're still down to 8th. They're down to 8th place. That shows you the league. And unless you have a full squad, right, an in-depth squad, you're going to struggle. And we haven't got an in-depth squad because of the injuries and because of some bad purchases in the summer. Right, so just get a realistic thing, right? I said, right, on another channel, we are not finishing top 6 this season, even before the injuries. And to be this close to the top 6, right, after all these injuries, people need to get real. It's still mathematically possible to get top 4. I can't see it, but it's still mathematically possible. And people need to start supporting the team and stop this negativity, right? We're not getting relegated. If you really want to worry about a Chelsea legend, worry about Lampard, because he must be on his last legs, right? Worry about him, right?
Okay, if you want to worry about Chelsea legends, you have to worry about Frank Lampard and Chelsea. It's not, he can see Chelsea getting top 4. It's not realistic, but he can see Chelsea getting top 4 set stuff. So yeah, let's look into a couple more of these of the comments coming from everyone here today.
Anything? I can't see anything now.
What do you mean?
Like, I can see it now.
Oh, you
The
can see me
comments.
now. Okay, there's more on Azpilicueta, which I will go through it here soon. But before I get that done, let me read comments that are coming in from Steven Stav and Blue Blood. Steven said also, I just sent a tweet regarding I think Hala good. I think Hala good to see he is on the verge of coming back after everything. I don't understand that tweet very well, Steven. I know you can explain a little bit better to me.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, cancer.
What was that against, Stav?
Sebastian Heller had cancer.
Oh, Sebastian Haller. Okay. Haller. Okay.
Yeah, and he's back
Sebastian
now.
Haller. He was with West Ham, I'm sure. He moved away to Ajax, right?
Yeah, and now he's at Dortmund.
He's at Dortmund. Okay. Yeah. He's coming back. He's coming back again?
Yeah, he's back now. He's back in training. I think he scored in a friendly the other day.
Oh, yeah. I remember he had an injury or something. I remember something happened to him.
Cancer.
Yeah, cancer. And then I get your text, your comment now, Steven. Yeah, I know a while ago he was on sick bed and recovery. So I'm very happy he's back. Man, like I said, I always tell people, look, football is very, very it's a career that is very short career. So when you see players arguing and then trying to get or you see managers or promoters or whoever trying to get the best deal for their players, you have to feel them. You have to understand them. Because football is a short career. Anything can happen, and then that's the end of your career. You can't play football anymore. Something that you've invested money into. So the little money they make within 10 years, that's what they can live on for the rest of their life. What else can they do? They're not bank managers, they're not surgeons, they're not doctors. They don't work in the medical field. No, or maybe from there they can be coaches. But then something can happen, and then you lose your life. Then you'll be left with your kids and your wife alone. So, like I said, it's a very, very short career. Let them bargain, let them argue, let them get the best deal for their players. It's very, very important. Okay. Mount didn't have a shot today. Just like Steven said, he didn't have a shot on target today or shot at all. Did not see this game as a match win and will accept the draw, knowing we are the better side and look forward to our next game with more players coming back. Thank you. Thank you very much. See, some fans have patience, some fans don't have the patience, but it's everyone is different. Did not see this game as a must win. I mean, yeah, we get what you mean, Blue Blood. Stephen Costa said went into game, we'll take a draw. He said that went into the game, we'll take a draw. How we played, we deserve more than 1 point. Absolutely, we deserve more than just 1 point. Stay. Stav, I think Stav is right. Chelsea still has a massive injury list, and we need to have a perspective about it. We need to have perspective, which is makes a lot of sense. Injuries, etc. is exactly why I will take draw going into the game. Steven also said I sent a tweet okay in the group chat about Sebastian Haller. Yes, I think I saw it. Steven, thank you very much. Big up to you, my big brother. Chad said, hey, what's up, bro? Good game, but Mount should have took the shot. But it's just one of those days. So okay, Stav. Now this, let me read a little bit on Azpilicueta. This is what Azpilicueta said. He said Azpilicueta. He said, and joining them he's talking about the legends, joining them in this milestone, their impact on this world as well as their legacy will be internal. It wouldn't have been possible for me to reach it without the trust and confidence of the club, managers, staff, and teammates who work hard every day with the ambition to make. Cesar also went ahead and said, one of the most successful football club in the world. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for all the support you have shown me since I arrived at the bridge or at the club, and for loving for loving it as much as I do. Whatever turns good and bad, we have always stuck together. And I'm eternally grateful for it, and forever proud of being a blue. So thank you, love, Dave. Love. This is coming from Aspi himself. So we thank Azpilicueta very much. And so this is coming from Aspi. So before we go on, we're gonna carry on with player rating. We've talked a lot about Messi Mount, and we talk a lot about Harvest. So we're gonna start with let me see what chat say. We'll start with Kepa. Kepa, I am the only one eager to see Kante back with Mudryk, Felix, and Nuni. Yeah, Kante will be back very soon. It's not that he's been training. I'm not so sure if he's still training by himself or he's joined the team. I think he's playing by himself. If I'm right,
training individually.
Individual. So yeah, it will take a little bit of time. Maybe.
And no, you're not the
after
only
two more
one.
games. Do what?
I said, I know that. Whose comments that?
Yeah, Chad.
No, Chad, you're not the only one. We all want him back.
Yeah, we all want Kante back. Kante feet helps a lot. So we'll look into that. Stop. Let's go to the player rating. You and I will do the player rating. Guys, if you're watching, let's know what you guys make of the player rating. We got 49 votes. See, sometimes I don't get this. Sometimes I don't get this. I do put a poll up, and the poll has 49 votes, which 80% went yes on the performance. My question was, are you pleased with Chelsea's performance? And I had yes, 80%, and then 20% said no. And I had 49 people voting on it, but we only had 20 likes. I don't get it sometimes.
Some people just don't bother going to likes. Anybody in the chat? Live chat. When you leave the live chat, no excuses. Go and leave a like, because it's how this channel's going to thrive, whether you like me or not. Right? Do it for me. Do it for me.
No, you gotta do it for everyone. We all have to have opinions. Opinions like just
do
like
it for me.
Opinions stinks. Everyone has a nose. Opinions are just like noses. Everybody has one. So I
never said anything about an opinion. I said just go and leave the like for Nee and his boys. Then the more likes Nee gets, the more treats his boys get.
Definitely. Yeah. Stav will get some more tweet from me. If we make Felix permanent, then we can see Felix in Cuckoo. Now look at that. Guys, Chelsea fans should have patience. There's more light ahead of the tunnel. There's future for Chelsea fans. If Chelsea were able to make João Felix permanent, now look at what we can have up front. The kind of attacking players we can have. We're going to have João Felix. You're going to have Nkunku. We can have Mykaylo Mudryk. We have we also have Nunu Muduki also up there. And we're thinking about the defense alone. We have bad boy Badishele. We're still going to have Thiago Silva there.
There's no patience, Nate. There's no patience. There's no patience, Nate. People have no patience.
James. We have to have patience. We have Rhys James coming back. We have Ben Chilwell coming back. Look at all these players that we've missed on the majority of the season. They are all coming. They're going to come back. And we will see a different Chelsea play Manchester City. We're not going to play academy players.
Nate, can I just say something, right? Yeah, some people, right, we have to win every single game. There's no like no patience. There's no reality, right? People want to just criticize. They don't look at the injuries, right? Let me put this into context. We've now got 11 players injured again, with Chalobah going off, right? Last year, Tuchel had injuries. He had Rhys James and Chilwell. Rhys James came back like the last third of the season. Right? He had Kante in and out, right, and occasionally Kovacic in and out. That does not compare, right, with the injuries we've had. Chalobah is the 17th player to be injured this season in the Chelsea squad, and it's the second time he's been injured, right? Mm-hmm. And you can't legislate for the kind of injury he picked up today. We don't even know what the injury is. Just relax, right? We might not win anything this year, right? But we're preparing for concerted success, right? Not just one here, one there. We're going to become the next Manchester City because Pep will leave eventually, right? And they won't find a coach as good as him. And we're preparing now for the future, right? And this knee-jerk reactions have to stop, right? I forgot all about Nkunku, right? I forgot all about Nkunku, right? Listen, I'll tell you what, right? I was going to discuss something a bit later, but I can throw him into the mix now as well.
All right, throw it in before we go to the player rating. Throw it in so we can.
No, do the player ratings. Why are you going to finish on the player ratings?
You want us to finish the player rating before you finish? What you want to say?
No, I can't just say it in 2 minutes.
Okay, so let's finish. Let's finish with the player rating then.
Yeah,
let's
get that out of the way.
Okay. All right, guys. So let us know your player rating on Kepa. We're rating Kepa first. To me, I'll rate Kepa at 8 out of 10. Stuff.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 out of 10, but I want to explain why. Right, he made every save he had to make. He punched when he had to punch, right, and he was excellent with his feet, despite some of his teammates putting him into trouble a lot of times, because he got out of situations when they were pressing him as well, right, and that's why he's in goal. It's not just shot stopping and catching, right. He's in goal because he's unflappable, right, and stays calm, which is a total opposite of Mendy. Mendy becomes flappable the minute the ball goes to his feet, and he starts wondering what he has to do. Right, and so 8 for Kepa.
Thank you very much. Steven said some people are reactional; they don't use context, which some are like that. Chalobah was only cramp, by the way. So thankful. He said he's very thankful. It's nothing so serious, but it's just a cramp. Chad said, yeah.
But he's still a 17. He's still amongst the 17 because he was injured before.
Yeah. Staff. Chad said staff. We're still in it for Champions League. Yep, we're still in for Champions League. And then when the players return from injury, the caliber of players we have, I know we can be serious.
Can I answer that?
Contenders for the title again. Yeah, go ahead. You can answer.
Can I answer that, right?
Yeah.
I did say the other night that we're outsiders, right? We're good outsiders, yeah. And once we get everybody fit back, once we get past Dortmund, if we can get past Dortmund, because we'll have the players back, then we'll become serious contenders. But what I will say is every final I've ever been to watch Chelsea, yeah, and I've been to quite a lot, right? Won some, lost some, right? I've never said we're going to win it because I don't like to jinx my team. So I'm not going to say we're going to win it, whether I think it or not. I've never said we're going to win any final, and I never bet on Chelsea. Right? Okay. I never put money on them.
All right, so Stav said he never bet on any final. He never bet on any final, just like Stav said.
He's wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong, right? Okay. I'm just saying I never say anything.
Okay.
With that sort of thing.
So yeah, we have our brother. It's been a long time coming. I've been waiting for our only Liverpool supporter of the platform, which is Ryan. Ryan is just joining us here. Ryan, how was your day? Oh, how is your day going?
Hi, Nazan. Hi, Stav. Doing well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know you guys might be wrapping up soon, but pleasure to join you both.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. With having today, I was just hoping I could have you before the game and then after the game because it was you and I we've been together for quite some time now in regards to football. That's how we know each other, and we talk football all the time. So when Chelsea's playing Liverpool, and you as a brother, I want to have you on all the time, but then it's unfortunately always I put family first before any other thing in my life. Family come first before anything. Without the family, you can't get anywhere. Even when you lose all your money, the family will take you. They'll try to help you out and get back on your feet again. So family matters. I never said till win either.
I never said he did either.
I said we'll be serious contenders. No, we're not winning it. We'll be serious contenders. Okay, Ryan, before we've already started with the player rating. But before, let's finish with the player rating, guys, real quick. Let's finish with the player rating so I can give Ryan so much time for him to give us his analysis.
Staying on? Is Ryan going to stay?
Yeah, he's staying on for a little bit.
Well, you don't have to finish early. You don't have to finish early, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really.
We can carry on.
Yeah, Ryan will be here for a while. I'm here for a while. I'm not.
Right,
today's Saturday. I don't have to go and pick my kids up. So, yeah, I'm fine.
Let's get the ratings out of the way.
All right, let's get the ratings out of the way. I gave you gave Kepa 10. I gave him 10 too.
We gave him 8.
Oh, sorry. We gave Kepa 8. 8 out of 10. Sorry.
Yeah,
we're rating them out of 10. Ryan, what would you rate Kepa?
Yeah, I would agree with 8. You know, I don't think he had that much to do, if I'm being honest, in the match. But the saves he had to make, and whenever he was involved, yeah, he was good. He was solid.
Yeah, Ryan also agree. We all have Kepa 8. We're gonna start with left-sided centre back Badishir. Bad boy Badishir. He was good. I'll give him would I give him 7 out of 5? Would I give him 7 out of 5?
7.5.
7.5. 7.5 out of 10. Sorry, 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 8 because I don't give 0.5s. Either he's good enough for the 8 or he's bad enough for the 7. And for the second game in a row, he's impressed me, so I'm giving him an 8.
Okay. Blue Blood says Chelsea players should talk to Jude Bellingham during the game against Dortmund so we can have him. Sell the plan. Absolutely. That makes Jude Bellingham. I just said Petersburg. He just tweeted a while ago in regards to Liverpool. Looks like he might be interested in the Liverpool project. Are you tired? 7 out of 5. Sorry, Steven. A little bit tired. A little bit. I slept even like 10 minutes in the Chelsea game. I slept like 10 minutes. But man, it was too early. And during the weekends, I don't go to bed very early. So I slept for like 3.5 hours. Wake up to sit down and watch Chelsea game was very, very difficult. But I still went through. I slept for 10 minutes.
That's what I slept a little bit. Night.
Yeah, I wake up and I saw the player I want to see him playing. He was standing by the touchline with Graham Potter getting ready to come on, which was Mykhaylo Mudryk getting ready to come on. So Blue Blood, we just we get RG on the case, and it's wrapped up. Which is it Rhys James?
James, right?
James. Okay. Okay, we go by the shit. I said 7.5, and then Stav said 8. Ryan,
I'll give him an 8 as well. I thought he was very, very good again.
Okay.
He kept Salah pretty quiet
in the left,
which is not easy thing to do.
Well, it's easy right now because Salah is not on form, so it's kind of easy. I can even keep him quiet.
Listen, Nate, players like Nate. Listen,
yeah.
Players like Salah, right?
Yeah.
Right, they can be bad. Yeah, they can be off form, right? But they can still pull out a special moment.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
So you have to.
That's true. He did that against Man City. That's a classic example.
Yeah, so you have to keep him quiet.
Oh yeah, I was just joking about it. So like I said, I can keep him quiet.
Don't joke. It's a serious. Rating the team serious. Okay. I'll give Jorginho 5 from now.
All right, I'll give Thiago Silva. I'll give him an 8. Outstanding performance, always in command in the centre back position. I didn't see much of a mistake from him, so I'm not sure about you guys. Thiago Silva 8 for me.
Yeah, 8 for me as well. He made one mistake at the beginning when he tried to clear it and he miscued it, but we got away with it.
I gave him 8 based on his experience and then the age and still how competitive he plays.
Well, I'll give him an 8 because he still won a foot race with a player who should be beating him when they were running after the ball.
Right. Ryan.
Yep, I agree. Again, I'll give him an 8.
Chalobah.
I think BT Sport gave him man of the match as well.
Man of the match.
Yeah, I thought he might get it.
Yeah, we'll come to man of the match. My man of the match is a little bit different. My man of the match is Cucurella. So we'll come there. Let's go to Chalobah. Chalobah, I'll give him a 7. He didn't finish the game, but he was good. I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7 because he didn't finish the game. Otherwise, he would have got 8 as well. The whole of that back line was good.
All right, I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna start the
Agreed.
rating anymore. I'll let Staff start because anything I say, he says the same thing. So I'm gonna start from him.
All right, I'll give Chalobah 8 then.
Okay, you give Chalobah 8. Why do you give him? He didn't finish the game. Why won't you give him a 6?
No, I'll give him an 8 because when he was on the pitch, right, he did what he had to do. So if he had to go off, that's not his fault. So I'll give him an 8. Happy now? Are you happy now?
No, he didn't finish the game. To me, I'll give him a 7.
No. Listen, when a player goes off injured,
yeah,
right. This is my philosophy, and can't help going off. Right, it's one thing. When a substitute comes on for 15, 20 minutes, right, that's when I rate somebody lower because they were on for less of a time and didn't really have a chance to settle in. Right, so I can't rate someone for 20 minutes more than someone who played 60 whatever minutes he played. Right?
Yeah,
so,
I don't think giving him 7 is not fair. I think he
did
good.
I didn't say it wasn't. You just said you didn't want me to agree with you. So I changed it and I gave you a reason for changing it.
All right. Ryan said 7, right? Ryan, you said 7.
Chalobah 7, yeah. 7.
See?
7.
He's following you. Not me.
Because I said it, you said it, you gave me a different number. All right, let's go to Cucurella. Let's go to long hair Cucurella. Stop.
Shall I start?
I'll start from Staff.
He's starting from me because he doesn't want me to agree with him, you see. Right? I'll give Cucurella right, an 8 because that's the best game I've seen him have for a long time.
Yeah, like I said, I'll give Cucurella 8.5, which
is
8.5. No, I said half. There's half over there. There's a half over there. I do give half.
All right, I'll give Cucurella 9 then. Okay. I don't give.
No, I was going to give him 9.
Oh. I don't agree. I don't agree with this half nonsense.
So now, stop. You have stopped following me. Now you're reading Ryan's brain.
No,
that's what you're doing now. You stopped following me. So now you started being the fortune teller, reading Ryan's brain because Ryan was going to give him a 9, and now you said 9.
No, I said 8, and I'm sticking to 8.
Okay, all right. I'll give him an 8.5.
Nizan, Cucurella got stuck in. He won most of his duels, and we just saw, I think, for the first time, more confidence in his kind of attacking contribution. He played one very good cross ball, long ball. It was unbelievable. I think it was to. I can't remember who it was to. I think it was either Mount or Gallagher or Havertz got on the end of it. But it was incredible assist.
Well, he has to, doesn't he? Because with Chilwell back, he knows he's got to perform to stay in. Because Chilwell's a better crosser. Right?
Yeah, stop. Chat said no. Georgie gets a 7. He did good, and I hate Georgie because he's always causing team overs. All right, that's from and as Steven said, a Ziyech, I think.
For man of the match.
Okay, here is just okay.
He probably thinks
okay,
man of the match.
Okay, Lewis Hall. Ryan, Lewis Hall.
This is a tricky one. It was hot and cold, his performance. There was good things and bad things. I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I'll give him a 6.
I'm going to give him a 6.
I'll give him a 6.
But I expect more, and I think he has more.
I think he would have done much better playing at the left back. I mean the left wing position or left back position, like even playing for Chelsea. When we put him in the right full position, it did not perform very well. He lost so many of the balls. Yes, stop. Go ahead.
He was playing left side. I keep telling you, it was a 4 at the back.
Oh, okay.
Right, and he was cover for Cucurella, and the fact that he was cover for Cucurella also allowed Cucurella to go forward. Right.
Okay. Yeah, what's the point? What's your rating, Staff? What's your rating?
He didn't finish the game. He had some bad moments, but that's gonna improve with experience.
Yeah.
6.
With time, give him a 6. Okay, everyone's giving him Lewis Hall a 6. Jorginho's Chad has already given him a 7 out of 10. Steven, what do you giving him? And Ryan, what do you giving Jorginho?
I'm going to be brutally honest here. 4.
4.
I thought he was your worst player, and I thought but a strong reason why your defense rated so high and performed so well is that he was in your midfield and giving you just your defense no cover. I think he's past his best, and the sooner he's out of your team and replaced, the better.
Saying you complained about me saying 5.
See, I was talking. I don't know. Ren and I were watching different games. In regards
to
yeah, we talked about this earlier on. I saw Jorginho play very well, in my opinion, and I'll give him a 7.5. A 7.5.
There you go with the points again. Listen, give him 7 or give him an 8. We don't do things by halves at Chelsea.
I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7.
Right now,
yeah. Chad also gave him a 7, and I think Chad gave Lewis Hall a 5. Thank you very much, Chad.
Yeah, I haven't finished. I haven't rated him.
Yeah, I was coming back to you.
I was joking when I said 5. Right? The reason you thought he played well was because he did better than he has done in other games, right? Yeah. But he was still poor, and he was still the one responsible for us coming under pressure because he didn't give the defence any protection, right? And that's why Mount and Gallagher had to work harder, tracking back, tackling people, committing fouls because they had to stop Liverpool, right? Yeah. And people who criticise Mount and Gallagher, right, they were doing his job, right? Jorginho's job, which is what Kante does, which is what Kovacic does. That's why Kante and Kovacic always get injured because they have to play 2 or 3 times harder than Jorginho does. He doesn't have a place in the Premier League, right? He's not suited to the game, right? He's overrun too easily, right? And the minute I posted the team on my Facebook page, right, the group that I run, and the minute I saw he was in there, I was hit and miss. I was worried about it, right? But he was made to look good because other people, right, were cleaning up for him. But you can't be. What I'm trying to say is, don't get confused by the fact, right, that he plays 1 or 2 passes, right, sideways or whatever, right, yeah, and it makes him look good, right. Any player who plays short passes all the time, right, can look good because he looks busy. What I want to see from someone is playing his position, is actually tackling people, tracking back, and he doesn't track back. There was many times I saw him walking, and then you've got Mount and Gallagher chasing back to try and cover for him. Right? He didn't have a good game. Right? I'm not gonna be brutal. I'll give him 5, and that's with reservations. Right?
Okay.
Don't look at what I'm saying is, what I'm advising you to do, Lee, watch him next time because he'll play again. Unless we sign a defensive mid, he'll play again. Forget his passing because it makes him look good. Little passes here and there, but nothing.
They're all 5-yard passes. I can do those 5-yard passes.
Yeah,
you put me there, I can do it.
Yeah, but it makes you look busy.
And
it makes you look.
Design. The other thing as well, man. We did not have like a world-class midfield. I'm talking Liverpool. You know, we had Keita, Basitic, this youngster.
Right.
And at times he looked very overwhelmed and under pressure.
Right, don't take that away. I'm coming back on you. I'll give you a whole 5 to 6 minutes to give us the whole breakdown of Liverpool team today.
No, he's not on about Liverpool.
No. I'm just saying, about Jorginho.
He's on about
the quality of the midfield he was up against. It wasn't world class today, and he struggled.
And he still struggled.
There you go. So I don't. Maybe I was watching something different. Probably I was still tired. So probably that sounds it all.
You're letting a Liverpool fan educate you.
Yeah, Blue Blood said Jorginho did not score highly in the BBC website poll, but did score above for Aubameyang. Definitely.
That's not difficult.
Go on, carry on.
Aubameyang is really wasting our time, man. He's wasting our the fans. I don't know why they even brought him on. I thought he could make a statement.
You know what Aubameyang should be doing?
Make a statement. Yeah.
He should be one of the 3 over-age players in the under-23s. Send him to the EPL team, EPL2 team, right?
Yeah.
And leave us alone, right? Get out my hair, because you won't even get a look in once Felix is back, right? I just don't want to see him again, right? He didn't look interested. He'd only just come on, and he wasn't closing anybody down.
Yeah, look at staff. Chat said that we share the same sentiments on Jorginho's staff. He hardly gets injured because Kante and Kovacic have to be covering his ass. And then also, I want him gone. He wants Jorginho go. So we're gonna move on to Hakim Ziyech. I thought Hakim Ziyech was good with some of his crosses. Was quite good. So I'll give him 8 out of 10.
Yeah, do you want to go next, Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan.
I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he was very busy and dangerous in the second half. There was just one moment where, one movement, he ran past like 3-4 of our defenders, but then it was such a tame shot and it was easily blocked, I think. So it's just he's frustrating, his decision making. But yeah, he made a couple of very good cross field balls to Mudryk when Mudryk came on. So I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'm giving him an 8, right? Because he was like Ryan said, he was busy, right? But he tracked back as well when he had to, right? He tried to go down the line when he could. He wasn't scared to take chances, right? His passing as well, right? The thing with Ziyech is he has to be given the freedom, yeah. And I think Potter's given him that freedom, right? And for the last. Ever since the Man City game started, when he came on at Man City, right? He started at Man City, didn't he, with Liverpool? And he's created chances in all them games, right? I think he put Hall in again. And wasn't it when Hall played it across the goal and it went out, right? And he keeps putting players in. Now, when these players start to understand what Ziyech's trying to do and move their backsides and get in the box, which I'm pretty sure Mudryk is going to do, which I'm pretty sure Felix is going to do, right? We'll start scoring.
Yeah, some of the crosses did not make it to Kai Havertz enough, but I'm sure he will better some of the crosses, and then they will understand him very, very well.
Now listen, right? The problem is that Havertz wasn't reacting. He's not reading what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Every good winger, right, puts that ball when possible into that edge of that 6-yard box, right, between defenders and the goalkeeper. And you have to get your body in there, right, to score. And that's what he was doing. You can't pinpoint a cross on someone's head every single time. Sometimes the forward has to do a bit of work and all, and earn to get on the end of that ball between the keeper and the defence in the 6-yard box. Right, so not every cross is going to be bang on somebody's head. You have to work for it as well sometimes.
All right, not every cross can be on someone's head. Staff just said we got 15 of us watching. If you're just joining us, please, it's very, very important. Put a like on the video and also subscribe if you're new to the platform and keep your bell notification icon active. Also, you can get engaged. Get yourself active in the community, in the comment section below. Put your comments in and let me know your score prediction. Also, another score prediction, your assess of the team today, and also let us know your player rating. That's what I mean. I said score prediction, just player rating in regard to the players that played for the club today. I mean, for the team today. We're gonna move on to Gallagher. Gallagher, to me, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Too many misses, too many necessary passes and misplaced passes, a lot of them. So Gallagher, to me, it's a 5.
This is where I get wound up, right? Mm-hmm. Because the reason that people like Gallagher and Mount, right, don't get as many chances is because they're covering. you know who's backside. And that's what I said when I was rating Jorginho, right? There was no Kovacic there, right, to cover his backside. So they had to do it. And Hall made mistakes as well. So those two had to be covering Hall occasionally and Jorginho every time. Jorginho is okay with this 1-2.
Stop.
Yeah.
Rate Gallagher, because Gallagher did some stinking mistakes, misplaced passes. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because it's rushed. Because it's rushed, isn't it? You have no choice. It's rushed. Right, I'll give him 7.
Okay. I'll give him a 5. Ryan.
I'll give him a 6. 6 or 7. I'll give him a 6.
Okay.
I thought, he did some good stuff. He pressed well. But I agree with Stav that because of the limitations of J5, he naturally, had to do more defending.
There are games that I've seen Gallagher play with all these players in there, still did the same kind of wrong passes. But before we get into more of the Gallagher, Steven said Oba can't even lace our academy players' boots. Aubameyang is dead. Gallagher is not up to standard at all for Chelsea. We shouldn't be so. He should be sold. He should be sold. With Gallagher, I don't know where he stands, but Potter made a statement. This is Potter on Gallagher. He doesn't want him to leave. I tweeted on this. Gallagher, Potter said he wants to give him time to continue his career with Chelsea. He wants the best out of Gallagher. So Gallagher is not going anywhere. I understand he's very young, guys. He's still very young. Gallagher made some good interceptions also. Yeah, he is very, very good. He did that just like Blue Blood said, but he's very young. And I'm just rating him on today's game, not his entire career at Chelsea, in just today's game.
You're too harsh. You're being too harsh.
I'm being too harsh? Okay, I'll give him a 6.
Ryan, no, I don't want you to change it. Yeah.
No, if you said I'm being too hard, I explained to you why I gave him 5.
I agreed. The reason I gave him 7, right, was because you gave him 5, right? I probably would have gone with a 6 with Ryan, right? But me and Ryan agree as to why he got a 6, right? And when you're covering somebody else's backside, you're not concentrating on your game as to what you should be doing yourself.
But it's meant to be teamwork. It's meant to be teamwork.
Yeah, so that's exactly it, Ning. He's coming back. He's covering the other person's backside. Once we get a proper DM, right, players won't have to be doing that. I don't care whether it's Fernandes, whether it's Rice, or whoever, right? You get someone in there, right, who can put his foot in, win the ball, or if he's beaten and someone goes past him, he'll track back and chase. And Jorginho doesn't do that. Jorginho, right, sometimes when he gets past and I'm watching him, and he looks like one of them 7-year-old kids in the infant school playground, running aimlessly and slowly behind the ball, trying to catch up. There's a reason Italy play with 2 minders when Jorginho plays. They don't play with 1 minder. They play with 2.
All right, Steven said that both Mount and Gallagher had about 5 defensive contribution, each tackles, clearance, interception, etc. Chad also said, no, I think don't sell Conor Gallagher. He brings a lot of energy to the midfield. Yeah, it is true. Gallagher brings a lot of energy in the midfield. So is Mason Mount. 7 Conor and 7 for Mount. 7 for Conor Gallagher and 7 for Mount.
I told you.
That's good. That's good. Some people, you see, like I said, fan base is divided. People love Mount, some don't love him.
It's not about,
it all has to do with its day-to-day performance. It's got nothing to do with the individual.
I don't love either of them, right? Yeah. What I love is anybody who crosses that white line with a Chelsea shirt on and gives 100%, right? Blue Blood will tell you, right? Bobby will tell you if he's still here, right? When we used to go and watch our team in the 60s, 70s and 80s, right? we saw some really bad performances, but we didn't hate the players because we knew that they were given 100%. Right now, again, I'm repeating, Gallagher and Mount did what they had to do today, right, and that was cover Jorginho's backside. So I can't be too much on top of them, slating them. Right?
Okay. Diego Costa 19 said he's 22. He's not young. He's not worth it. Enzo is 22, but you wouldn't mention him being young because he's good. Yeah, Enzo is Enzo. Look, we haven't seen much of Enzo. I haven't watched lots of Benfica's game. I only saw a little glimpse from him in the World Cup and what he can do. If he hadn't been in the World Cup, no one knew Enzo. If Enzo hasn't come up from the bench, no one even mention him at this moment in time. So we're yet to judge Enzo. Let him come to the Premier League. We've seen players come to the Premier League and then they were top to be number one and then couldn't even make it. So I understand they're both young, but then we've seen one proven in the Premier League and one hasn't. If you're just joining us, please do not forget to put a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Mount Clarence, this is from Steven. Yeah, he will give you the statistics very, very well into details. Mount Clarence, 2 interceptions, 1 tackle. Gallagher, 2 clearance, 2 interception, 1 tackles. That's very good. Gallagher was good though. I was just rating him because I was just upset with some of those misplaced passes from him. Mount, 1 clearance, as one didn't get picked up on the keyboard. So that is Mount. So we're done with the Gallagher. We're gonna go to Havertz, Kai Havertz. The reason why we haven't rated Mason Mount is his rating will take forever, and I know why. So we're gonna rate Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, with me, I'll rate him a 7 out of 10. I don't know what you guys think.
Go on.
Kai Havertz, Ryan, what do you want to rate him?
Havertz, I'm going to give him a 5.
Oh.
He was unlucky with the goal, I guess, wasn't he? He was off. He was the one that was offside, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was off, yeah.
But I remember him kind of dropping deep, trying to link up the play, but just not involved enough. I remember some crosses going into the box and just he didn't have that anticipation, to even try to head the ball. And it's just typical Kai Havertz, I felt. He just what's the word? Wanes. Like he just becomes less and less involved as the match goes on, and then he just gets substituted off. So not enough for me.
Yeah,
I did see an improvement in his work ethic. I will admit. I've noticed that the last few games. He's working harder.
Kai said, Stav, I'll come to you. I know. Kai said, chat said, Kai gets a 9 from me, and then he did work both offensive and defensive. That's from chat. Stav, your rating on Kai Havertz?
Yeah, I'm going to give you a rating in a minute. Yeah. I just want to make a comment here. Right, Gallagher, Havertz, yeah, and Mount. Right, they're all attacking mids. Right, none of them are playing as attacking mids. And when they do play attacking mids, because of what we've already discussed, they're having to come back and do somebody else's job for them. Right, I'm not going to use a name. You all know the name. Right, and we're not going to see the best out of these guys until we get the players that we need, right, and start using these guys in the midfield where they should be, right, flourishing by taking the ball forward, carrying the ball, right. Look, and they all 3 of them can pass, right. There's a difference between facing your own goal and playing a pass, right, and it going wrong, right, because you're trying to be defensive. They're going forward and playing the ball forward, right. All 3 of these are better passers than J5. All 3 of them, right? So my point is we're going to get signings. Nkunku's going to come in, right? Mudryk and what's his name? I can't pronounce it. Mudryk. What I came in. Is it Mudryk?
Yeah, Mudryk.
Yeah,
right. Mudryk.
Yeah, you've got them three coming in. Yeah, right. They're going to be the forward line most likely, with Felix.
Stop. Kai Havertz rating.
Kai Havertz rating, right, is 7 because I give them all three of them 7 because they're all tracking back and they're all trying to cover. Right, there was times when we were all behind the ball, right, and we didn't have anybody up the pitch. My comment earlier on regarding Ziyech was relating to Havertz, yeah, right, and that he doesn't get, like Ryan said, he doesn't get in that area where he needs to be. But that's not natural for him. That's not his natural role, right? I'm interested to see when Nkunku comes, and if we keep Felix, that 4, right, are going to be awesome. And you could play any 3 of that 4. Okay? We don't need to buy a striker. As long as we get Felix, right, we don't need an out-and-out striker. Because all 3 of them can score. All 3 can move the ball. Right?
Okay, Stav has rated
7.
Kai Havertz is 7. Now we're gonna move on to the most difficult one of the show. Before I give the 5 minutes to Ryan for him to talk and tell us everything about Liverpool and why they couldn't win the game. So we're gonna last rating. I'm gonna give Mason Mount a 7. What do you guys how do you guys rate Mason Mount? I'm just gonna start with Stav.
I thought we already did that 7.
Mason Mount.
All 3 of them 7 because they're doing jobs that they weren't put on the pitch for. When you're going back, when we were under pressure, right? All 11 players were behind the ball.
Stop, right? Your brother, your friend is back. Yeah,
I don't care. All back. Right, all those guys, yeah, we're doing jobs that they're not there on the pitch to do. And we were defending in numbers. And we had the same thing last season when Reece got sent off. We had to defend as a team, right? But we were still the better side, right? But if Havertz had used his brain a bit more and got into that box when Ziyech was playing the ball into the box, I think we would have won. I would like to see. No, 1 minute. I'd like to see with VAR, where Havertz was when the ball was flicked on, not when he received it. The rule is when the ball was played, and they stopped the camera when he was kicking it. Doesn't mean he was offside, right? When the ball was played, and this is what VAR need to sort out in England.
Yeah,
get foreign referees or ex-players.
Okay, Stav have rated all 3 of them 7. This is coming from Chad said that a lot of interception. Kai work rate was high. Thank you very much, Chad. Chad sees he sees his work rate. He believes that his work rate should be very high. You guys are still streaming. Wow, Mount gets 5 from me. Yeah, I gave Mount 7, but Gunnar is giving him 5. No bad. It's not that bad. Gunnar said that he doesn't like me. Ryan, what do you rate Mason Mount?
I'll give him a 6.
A 6. Okay, so I'm the one that rates him high, 7. Is there a reason why we gave him a 6?
He did some good things. Showed some nice touches in the midfield. He was trying to create. He was working hard, but he also made some errors. I remember him just dithering on the ball and getting dispossessed easily, and some of his kind of passes in the midfield, he tried to overcomplicate things and ended up making a mess of it. But it's that kind of overarching theme, like Strav mentions. He's just having to overcompensate running backwards because of the lack of the DM. I give him a 6.
Give him a 6.
Nizan, are we allowed to rate the subs like Chuk and
Chukwemeka? We can do that. So let's go with the sub. Some of the sub would rate the Chelsea new signing, Mudryk, before we go to Chukwuemeka? Let's start with Mudryk. Mykhaylo Mudryk.
Go on then, Ryan. You go first.
Yeah, so this guy, I'd give him a 9. I thought he was outstanding when he came on. And let's caveat this with the fact that he hasn't played a competitive game, I think, since November. He's not match fit. He'd been on a mid-season break, I think, with Shakhtar, and he was just amazing. Strong parallels with, I think, how Felix played, in the short cameo we saw him before he got sent off. Just looked levels above everyone else on the pitch. His first touch, straight away when he got the ball, he was trying to interplay, trying to be direct, driving forward. He did this one movement, which is just amazing in the box. I think he did a 1-2 with Chuk, and then he spun Milner, and then he just glided past Gomez, and then he shot it into the net. He's just electric, man. I think you guys are so lucky. There's so much to come from him. And if he was more sharp and match fit, when Ziyech crossed that to him, he wouldn't have even taken a first touch. He would have just first time shot and would have been a goal.
That cross,
it's just rustiness, lack of sharpness.
Yeah, right leg. He used his right leg to break the ball, and it got away from him.
Yeah. That's what I want. That's what I want to see from Havertz as well. He tries to bring the ball under control all the time and take 2 or 3 touches. If the ball's in front of the goal and it's coming to you, just hit it. Right? If you miss and it goes into the stand, so what? Well, if you score, then you're a hero. Just hit it. Don't have to always take that touch. And that's the problem with Havertz when he's playing up top. Well, you watch him when he heads the ball, right? Or he takes the one touch, he's up there. That backward header at Anfield, was it last season? Yeah, he put us ahead. Anfield last season. He didn't even look at the goal, did he? He knew where the goal was. He had his back to the goal and he headed it, right, and scored. I just want him to be more spontaneous.
Yeah, Gunnar said Havertz would never do that, bro. Mudryk is 5 times the player.
Nazan, I can tell you from that 30-minute cameo, this guy Mudryk is going to terrorize fullbacks in this Premier League. His pace is electric.
Yeah, I agree. Why are we comparing our players? Is Gunnar just come here to stir it and create problems, right? Every player has their benefits, right? Mudryk will play out wide left, okay? The other one, Mudryk, whatever his name is, will play wide right. But he's still going to have to come and play a couple of games and prove himself in Chelsea. The best thing about him is that he started off in England and he's English and he knows the game all the same, right? And then you got Felix down the middle, right? And then supporting or backup, depending if we keep him, Felix, right?
Yeah.
And depending on what Potter wants, sometimes he'll pick Nkunku, sometimes he'll pick Felix. But being able to rotate those players, keep them fully fit and rested, right? Yeah. That's 4 players who are going to put the wind up opposition defenders, right? And then you've got the 3 we mentioned, right? They're still developing. Havertz, Gallagher, and the guy that Gunnar wants to hit on, right? And you've got them on the bench. Listen, we're going to have an outstanding first 11, no matter who Potter picks. Yeah, right? And the bench is going to scare people as well. And I don't care what Gunnar thinks, right? I care what the opposition manager thinks when he takes a look at our bench and sees all these players on that bench. Same thing in Europe.
You know what I'm going to do? I have to find some time and have Stav and Gunnar on the platform for a game between maybe Chelsea and Arsenal. I want to see for them to have a debate because
I wouldn't comment. I wouldn't comment on Arsenal. I don't watch them enough. I wouldn't comment on Arsenal.
No.
Right?
You stick with Chelsea and he stick with Arsenal, and then we can do a preview. We can do a preview together, Chelsea and Arsenal.
Right, I can comment on Chelsea. I can comment on Ajax.
No, it's not a comment. I said not a comment.
I don't get involved in debates about other people's teams. Right?
No, you stand in the debate. You stand in your team, in favor of your team, and then he stands in the favor of his team.
No, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered.
It can't be bothered.
I can't
All
be
right.
bothered.
Gunnar, you hit him. He's I just want the best for Chelsea. Yes, we all want the best for Chelsea.
No, you don't. You're a good man.
When Chelsea is playing well, it brings the best out of Arsenal. When Arsenal is playing well, brings the best out of our Chelsea too. So yeah, we're gonna now is the time to give some more chance to our Liverpool fan Ryan. Ryan, going to the game, what were you thinking?
Just based on the fact that going back to, I think, even last season when Chelsea and Liverpool played the cup finals, there hasn't been a goal in this fixture. I think in the last 5 or 6 games. So
5 games.
I wasn't expecting goals. Let's put it that way. I knew it would be, an ugly kind of match, just based on the performances of the two teams this season, where they are in the league.
Can you say boring too? I thought it was boring to me.
Yeah, I expected more quality in the match. That's what disappointed me. There wasn't much quality, despite the players that you have on the pitch like Salah and Mount, etc. It was a very kind of like ugly midfield battle, and neither team really ever won it. In terms of Liverpool, we huffed and puffed. We never had control of the game. And kind of, I'd say the last 30 minutes, it was all Chelsea, really. And we were just hanging on.
Okay. So that's how Ryan saw just hanging on in the game, and he wasn't expecting that many goals to, appear in this game, because of the past 5 games that Chelsea have played, Liverpool has always been barring. There's no much goals to be happy about. So he wasn't expecting that much goals. So which of the in your department, looking at this game against Chelsea, both are in the middle of the table. Which department do you think that Jurgen Klopp has to pay close attention to and try and improve in either attacking, midfield, or defense?
Yeah, it goes without saying it's the midfield, isn't it? We're right now playing the young lad Bajcetic, who he played well against Wolves in the FA Cup replay, but he's not good enough. He's young, he's raw, he's going to make mistakes. Thiago doesn't really have the legs. Thiago is like a luxury to have if you have the working midfielders, the DMs, who can do the dirty work. Then you can unleash Thiago to kind of run forward and assist and thread passes. But Naby Keita, he's just erratic. He's he's not good enough. So yeah, it's the midfield.
It's the midfield. Looking at what we have here, Blue Blood said that Granit Xhaka was a player that the majority of Arsenal fans wanted to get rid of last season. I know he threw his captainship or jersey away, and Arsenal fans wanted to kill him. But now today we're saying something different. He's won the fans over this season. So now Xhaka is the hero. Last season they wanted to get rid of him. So sometimes it happens. We have to have patience with our players. They have stinkers and they have good times. Good times and bad times. We have to remember. And the poll right now, the poll has got 59 votes in the poll, and then 78% of you guys like the performance, and then just 22% did not like the performance from Graham Potter's side. So can you imagine, we got 59 votes. 59 votes now.
Including Gunnar. Including Gunnar didn't like it.
Probably he's the one that makes it 22%.
I've got to pick a bone with both of you and Ryan. Yeah, It was 2-2 at Stamford Bridge last season, and 1-1 at Liverpool. And the season before that, we won 1-0 at Liverpool. Right, so I'm not really sure where all these goalless things came from.
Yeah, right? It's been 5 goals. 5 goals.
Listen.
Sorry, no. I meant just draws. Yeah, I didn't mean goals.
Yeah, that game was just 2-2. Okay, yeah. That game, which was 2-2, right, had outstanding goals.
No win, yeah.
Right, Liverpool were really good at the beginning. We were poor defensively. If I remember rightly, J5 was overrun and protected the defence badly, with Chalobah making mistakes as well because he wasn't getting any protection, or as I like to call him, Slow Joe. That's how he's officially called on the Facebook page, Slow Joe.
Microphone.
Like that's what we call him on the Facebook page that I run, Slow Joe. Right?
Yeah.
Not J5, Slow Joe.
Okay.
Right.
Staff calls him Slow Joe. I got more questions for Ryan, and in regard to Gakpo. Gakpo, what do you make of the attack? Gakpo and then also Darwin Nunez. Those two players. I think that Gakpo, to me, I said Gakpo is the black version of Darwin Nunez. What do you make of him so far? I know he hasn't had much time to gel into the team, but what do you make of his performance?
Yeah, it's early doors for him, but he struggled today. You know, for a guy that's 6'2", he's not kind of built well. He was getting bullied off the ball a lot in the game, which disappointed me. And he has that. Yeah, he does have that. I don't know what you want to say, virus or illness that
they can score goals.
Darwin Nunez suffers from. Yeah, poor finishing, which is frustrating. I think he needs to get through the season, learn, adapt to the way our style of playing, and then just have a proper preseason. And hopefully, we'll see the best of him next season.
Ryan, is Liverpool thinking of extending James Milner's contract? And I know there are rumors that Baby Keita contract will be extended too. What do you make of those two players?
I thought Keita was
I sincerely hope they're not extending Milner's contract. Certainly not in terms of playing. If he wants to kind of stay around to be a coach, then that's fine. I'm all for that. But no, they shouldn't be extending his contract. I think he's 37.
Yeah, didn't he make his debut for Leeds?
Ryan, are you club out?
Yeah. Am I club out?
Yeah, that's a question from Gunnar.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, he said it's not.
But just going back to Milner, he was dreadful. He was the worst player on the pitch. His crossing was terrible. He was made to look like a fool. You know, when Mudryk came on, he was just beating him so easily. Got yellow carded straight away, and I mean, yeah, he was taken off for Trent. So
isn't he? He's played out of position, though, isn't he? Let's be honest. And he's getting on. Right,
I mean, that's the thing. When you're 37, where can you play in the pitch?
You can't run around the pitch, so
yeah,
it's better for him to keep in the back.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they should give him another contract. I'm pretty sure, well, it's 50-50, that his debut was for Leeds against Chelsea, and I was there.
Microphone.
I'm on my microphone. It's my mobile. I'm holding it right under my chin, just in front of my chin.
Don't you have one of those earbags? It will probably help you better because when the microphone goes down a little bit and you're talking through it, you sound far away and make it very difficult to understand you. Yeah, it is better. It is better.
I suffer from osteoarthritis, and you're asking me to keep my arm up. Right, listen, I'm pretty sure.
So I'm saying use one of those earbuds where you can put it in, and the microphone is very close, just like something like that. So the microphone will be right here, close to your mouth. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not spending money on earbuds.
No, I'll send you one. I'll send you one.
Yeah, okay. Right, listen, I'm pretty sure that Milner made his debut against Chelsea, the Leeds, and I think he might have even scored. I'd have to check that, and that was there.
Stav, there's a comment over here. I think this is directly to you, not me. Gunnar, if you don't know, we have Ryan, who is a Liverpool fan, and I'm directing all these questions to Liverpool. But I'm not sure if this question, your comment here, is directly to the Ryan. If it's directly to Ryan, and that's fine. But if it's not directly to Ryan, and it's directly to Stav, then Stav has a question for you. He says, "This is from Gunnar to you, Stav." I'm creating a problem here. He says, "Be careful now. Talking about other clubs' players not allowed, according to some."
No, I said that I think he made his debut against Chelsea for Leeds, right? And
Yeah.
Ryan gave reasons why he thinks he shouldn't be getting a contract, and all I did was say he's getting on now, right? And he's playing out of position. Nothing else. I didn't bag him, didn't slag him off, didn't say they should sell him or they should get rid of him. That's up to Liverpool to decide, and that's up to Liverpool fans to decide whether he's good enough or not good enough, etc., etc. Just like I couldn't care less about Arsenal, right? And I really hope they don't
Right.
win the
Thank you,
league.
Staff. Thank you very much, Staff. Thank you very much, Staff and Guna. I've still they've still the show for today. I like the energy. Now we got 61 likes. No, not 61 likes. We got 61 votes. 61 votes. 79% and 29% on a yes and a no. But then we only have 23 likes. That is not fair. I don't know how these votes are coming in. If it's really
You
true.
get some after the show finishes. I've done mine today though.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm just worried about the number of votes we have. 62 now. It's going to 62, but the likes stay the same. Which sometimes I don't get it how YouTube does this. If it's really true that people
It's the
voted
same.
62.
It's the same on a lot of platforms. People don't do the like.
Yeah, and it's not good to always say it. It's not good. Prem Ready. I think Prem Ready. I think that's the name. He said that yes, Arsenal missed out on Mudryk, but Martinelli has got all what Mikhailo Mudryk has got. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Come on. That guy is on a different level. Come on. Now we're trying to compare Mikhailo Mudryk to Martinelli.
Well, that's all right. Let him. He's an Arsenal fan, isn't he? Obviously.
Yeah. I know that's not fun, but thank you very much, brother. You're always welcome. We have a Gunnar, your brother on top there. He's an Arsenal fan. He's always with us. So join him. Come over here. Let's have a very, very nice conversation. Our platform, we disagree and agree, and your opinion are always very important. We respect each and every one. We don't attack people on this platform.
Okay, I got a question. Got a question for both of the Arsenal fans. Yeah, right. Before this season, right. Forget what's happening now. Mm-hmm. Were you both Arteta in or out?
Yeah, Gunnar. I'm gonna ask the question. Same question. Were you before this season? Were you Arteta in or Arteta out? I'll be honest with yourself, and the answer that you're gonna give us will tell us where you stand. Were you Arteta in or Arteta out? Prem and also Gunnar, the two of you, we're asking this question directly to you. Were you guys before this season and where you are on the league log? Were you Arteta in or Arteta out? Send your comments in, send your answers in. Thank you. We're gonna move on to Avi Elliott, and also we talk about Gakpo, we talk about Salah. Salah is not right on top of his form at this moment. You mean Captain Black? What is Stav? What is Blue Black talking about? He says you mean Captain Black. Do you understand what he means? That phrase?
No.
No.
Explain it. Blue Blood, explain what you mean.
Blue Blood, explain a little bit what you mean so I can read it out. And then so Ryan, anything you want to talk about the game? Not even the game. I mean Liverpool per se. Liverpool. Anything you want to add to the game?
No, I mean it was a flat, uninspiring game that lacked quality in the midfield. That was evident. It was only when Mudryk really came on, he was like a ray of sunlight, in an otherwise very kind of tepid, gloomy match. He galvanized everything, and his quality kind of shone through. Liverpool is just the same problems that have plagued us all season. Just a slow, old, aging midfield, a dysfunctional attack that's not cohesive, and we just look very, very vulnerable at the back with the likes of Kanate and Gomez. It just sums up our season really. And Chelsea should have won. if you look at the last 30 minutes when Mudryk came on, the kind of craziness and chaos he was causing, Chelsea should have won that game.
Yeah, it is true. I believe that Chelsea should have won. We've played so many games that Chelsea had the opportunity to win the game, but yet they couldn't win it. We still, if you're just joining us, please do not forget to put a like on the video. This is what Prem has to say. He says, when Arsenal lost 3 games last season was the first time I thought he had to leave the football club. Until then, he had won as FA Cup, which is FA Cup from Chelsea. Very lucky. Teta. I was a Teta out, but that was a very long time ago. Now I got proven wrong, and now I am very, very happy Arteta is the man. So that is where they stand at this moment. He made it possible that he wanted him out, but that was a long time ago. But after that, he now believes he is the guy. We'll see if he's still the guy. And this is coming from a blue blood. He said, I watch Captain Scarlet, and Arteta looks like Captain Black. Mikel Arteta, Arsenal and Chelsea fans. So yeah, Ryan said, yeah, to me, I also felt the reason why I fell asleep for 10 minutes is the game got boring to me. No goal. I was expecting someone to put a ball in the back of the net. I was jumping. I was really up when Kai Havertz got that goal. And from there was no other goal. Nothing from Liverpool. The attacking looks awful. Cody Gakpo was just ballooning the ball anywhere, just like Bruno Fernandes did last time with his penalty, and we still can't find that ball. It went beyond. I think it went beyond Old Trafford. We've been there. I've sent people there to be looking for that ball. They still can't find it. So Gakpo and then Darwin Nunez, they are just alike. It's just that one is white and then one is black, but they are the same feathers. They are the same people. But that experience and for them to start scoring goals will come with time. And Klopp can do it. Klopp have done it many times. He's proved players. He has developed players. We have to see what Potter can also do. So I think Ryan have said it all in regard to the preview of this game. Do you guys have anything more you want to say? This is coming from another comment here, coming from Prem. Prem said without Europe next year, will you back Graham Potter if he delivers such a average performance next season? No. Even this season, if Potter doesn't work so hard and move away from where he is, like I said, we have given him time. But if it's going to go down to 15 and to 16, then I'll put my hands up and say I want Potter out because he's out of his depth. But then where we are, it looks like there's going to be an improvement. And I was waiting for players to come back. And once players start coming back, I know that he can do better with a full fit team. We have to give him a pass because he hasn't get time to work with all these top players, Reece James, and some of them, Raheem Sterling, has been with international duty in the World Cup, and they came back. He was just working with academy players. Even during the World Cup, we played with Aston Villa, which we lost. I think we lost 1-0 or 2-1, if I could remember. He was just using academy players. He hasn't got time to work with the senior players. So he need one preseason. He need one more transfer window. And, he's a project manager. If the project doesn't work, they might replace him. But then if you have a project manager, most team owners, when they have a project manager, they try to stick with the manager and give him time, just like Arsenal did with Arteta. And we know with time, Graham Potter will work very well and be able to use the players in the way he wants them to play. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say on Graham Potter in regards to your question, Prem. Thank you very much, Prem. Keep coming all the time. We like to have other views and opinion in regards to your football club. I know you're an Arsenal fan. Gunnar is also an Arsenal fan, but he's here with us almost all the time and, entertaining us and talking football. So, yes, and stuff you can talk.
Do I get a chance to answer that question?
Yes, sure. Why not?
Hell no, right? I don't care about Europe right now. Right, we could win it, and that would shut everybody up, right? And if we win the Champions League this season, I'm not expecting it, but if we win the Champions League this season, right, my neighbours are going to get a shock because I'll go outside in my wheelchair, right, and parade myself nude, right? because it would shut so many people up. Listen, I've said it before. Is Ryan still with us?
Yeah.
Are you still with us, Ryan?
Yeah.
Right. I want an objective view, right? Not like Arsenal and local rivals and all this nonsense, right? Right. I said it earlier on. 17 of our 25 players have been injured. No club has had that kind of injury list, right? And you cannot ignore that. The guy coming in September, no pre-season, right? Then 2 games get cancelled because of the Queen dying, popping her clogs, as the English would say, right? And then come October, they're off for 2 weeks on international duty, right? For virtually the first month, all he did was work on the training ground, right? And they went off on international duty. They come back, we squeeze everything in with a depleted squad, right? And then they're off again. Everybody left 10 days before the World Cup, right? Because they were playing international friendlies, right? So he's lost the players again. World Cup is on. He had 8 injured players, 12 players away, right? In Qatar, 20 players away. That means he had 5 people to work with, right? And one of them was Bettinelli, right? So he's got 4 outfield players to work with. What is he going to do with 4 outfield players, right? And that's why the kids were brought in. So in that time, the best thing that Potter could do in those circumstances is learn about the kids, learn about the youngsters, learn what they've got to offer, what they can give to the club, right? And all this is, if you don't make Europe, right, will you be Potter in or Potter out, right? We didn't make Europe, right, in Conte's first season, and we won the league. Okay? We won the league. We didn't make Europe. Leicester didn't make Europe. Ranieri went there, and they won the league, right? What did Arsenal win? I'm sure that there's been a couple of seasons when Arsenal haven't been in Europe, right? Yeah? What did they win? The FA Cup. Everyone else is winning the league, and Arsenal were winning the FA Cup. Don't get me wrong, I think Arteta's good, right? I rate Arteta higher than Tuchel, because every time, right, that we played at Stamford Bridge, he outthought Tuchel, right? Now, don't get me wrong, but let's get realistic, right? We've not made Europe plenty of times, right? Or we've ended up in the Europa. So I don't care about Europe this year. If we win it, I'll celebrate it. If we don't, I'm not going to sack him because we didn't win the Champions League. I take into account all the circumstances, the injuries, World Cups, internationals, right? New players to him, apart from Cucurella. He's barely had the chance to breathe, right, with his new squad. And now you've got new players coming in, right? Just judge him, right? Not even next year, right? The year after, right? And guarantee you we will make the Champions League. And if anybody thinks that we're not going to make the Champions League, right, with those 2 wingers and Nkunku playing up top, right, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we get a proper DM, right, we get another right back up to cover the injuries. Cucurella carries on like he did today, and we've got 2 good left backs as well, right? And I don't care if we make Europe or not.
Okay.
The Champions League, right, has been going since I think 1992, something like that, right? Roughly the same time as the Premier League, right? And we didn't even qualify for it until 99. So why would I care? Yeah, it's nice to win it. It's nice to be in it. It's good to see new teams and stuff like that, right? But it's not the be all and end all, right? Winning the league is the ultimate for me and always has been, because in my lifetime, for the first 26 years, right, of supporting the club, not 26, 30 something years, I never dreamed we could win a league title. It was never even in the equation or the psyche of most Chelsea fans. We always dreamed about winning a cup here, there, and a cup there, right? For Liverpool, maybe, right? It was in their psyche, right? And winning the European Cup was in their psyche. But even Liverpool took time to build up to that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care about Europe. I don't care. Man City might care about the Champions League because they haven't won it yet, right? It might be a big thing for Arsenal, right? I won't even mention their North London neighbours, right? Because they'll probably never get anywhere near it, right? Well, they got to the final, didn't they? And got beat by Liverpool.
With Barcelona. No, but who? You're talking about Arsenal or
Tottenham. Tottenham lost to Liverpool.
They got beat by Liverpool.
Arsenal lost to Barcelona. Right, we've been in 3 finals, lost one on penalties, won the other 2. So that history suits me fine. If we win it again, good. If we don't, I can live with it.
And even we got robbed on the year against Barcelona when we were supposed to be in the finals again. We got robbed.
Yeah, in the semi-finals.
We got robbed.
Which I knew we were going to anyway, because UEFA didn't want an all-English final. Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't do anything about the other semi, which was Man United and Arsenal, was it? Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
I think Arsenal beat Man U, didn't they? Or was it the other way around?
Yeah, other way around.
Yeah. And then whoever drew Barcelona in that semi-final was going out, no matter what. If it would have been Man U or Arsenal, they would have been going out because they just didn't want another English final because Platini hates English clubs. When we won the Champions League, 2012, did you all watch it?
Yeah.
Did you see Platini's face when we were walking up
I remember.
to get the trophy?
Prem, I got answer for your question. Prem is wondering if it says fair point. Before I get there, let me see what we have here. Watch out. All right, Prem said over here says so. Without Europe next year, will you? I think I have answered that one. Yeah. Okay. Chat said, what's your thoughts on swap deal for Ziyech to Barcelona and Kessie to Chelsea? I've had my opinion on Kessie. Kessie is just like the junior.
Thank you.
No, thank you. If you don't like the junior, you don't want Kessie. He doesn't have the legs. Yes, he doesn't have the legs.
I was going to mention Ziyech later on.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Prem said, hold on, stop. Who would you will be your first 3 if all the forward fit? All the forward players are fit. Also, with such fair power, fair power and firepower up front, do you think back 5 work? A back 5, see, the back 5 limits you. It just makes you more defensive. That's what the back 5 does to you. So it limits your attacking players to become defensive team.
We won't play a back 5, will we?
So we won't. If you play a back 5, you're limiting your attackers.
We didn't today either, right? The thing is.
Hold on, stop. Hey, Gunnar says spot on, complete agree, and then also said a fair point. But if you don't make Europe, do you think all these big players will stay? Not making Europe will have a huge impact in my point of view. They will stay because they understand the project. That is why they sign. They're not if Mudryk.
We're on about the new players now.
If Mykhaylo Mudryk is worried about going to Champions League, he would have been with us now. Because the contract situation, the bidding situation with Arsenal and Chelsea, there wasn't any much difference. But then he valued the project just by the CEO of what's the team again? Ukrainian team again.
Yeah, the conversation.
Yeah, the conversation between them. Shakhtar, between Shakhtar, yeah. The conversation between the CEO and then the radio station that I listened to.
Yeah.
He felt that the the project that Chelsea have were more realistic compared to what Arsenal were brought in, and the player also listened to it and he looked at it and he chose Chelsea.
More long term.
More long term. That's why he understands 7.5 years, 7 years. That's a long term contract, and he understands the project. That is why he chose to be with Chelsea.
These young players, right, don't go to a club unless they think the project's good and they can win things, right?
Right.
Nkunku already signed, right? Allegedly, he's already signed. Yeah, right. And he knew he was struggling when he signed in November, December time to get up that table. There isn't even any guarantee we're not going to make the top 4. I don't think we will, right? Because the top 4 at the current moment in time don't look like they're going to slip up. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. But
yeah.
What happened?
Mo got a question. Mo got a question. Yeah. Probably for all of us here, Chelsea fan. It says, if we don't get into Europe this season, you okay with it?
I thought we've just answered all this.
Yeah, we have, but he just joined the platform.
Has he? Yeah, we're okay with it.
Okay. Yeah, just like I said, I'm not in a hurry to see Chelsea trying to push themselves all the way to top 4. We have to understand it's a long-term project. No one knew Arsenal was going to play that good and be on top of the league at this point in time. Even Manchester City to be pushing them. But then, if you have time for a development coach and a developing team, young team, if you're able to get them together, I believe that they will come up good next season, and then we can win things. We don't need too much competition. And you don't know, even this Champions League, we can win this Champions League because we've proven there's history that back Chelsea that we do play very well in when things are not going very well for us in the local league. We do play well in Europe, so there's always a lack in that. Why can't our players throw ball to Aubameyang? It's so frustrating. Gunnar said it was you. He said it was you triple the wages. Oh. He said that we tripled the 8 wages. You think so? We didn't do that. Did Mount try in this game? Did Kimso just lay your hands off Mount a little bit. Lay your hands off Mount for a little bit. Mount definitely tried, but Aubameyang was virtually anonymous from Blue Blood, and also Mo said I would love to hear staff take on Ziyech. Okay, staff take over.
You want my take on Ziyech?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Be careful.
This is probably because of the video he did the other yesterday.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the whole video. I saw that he was going to have a chat about Ziyech. Right? Me, I was going to bring this up anyway, so they didn't need to ask the question. Yeah. Right. My choice, I keep him. Okay.
I keep him. I'm going to ask Ryan's opinion too. All right, go ahead.
And I would keep him. Right. Yeah. They can play either on the right hand side as a winger. Okay. Right. He's shown he can drift to the left and interchange with Pulisic as well. So he can go to the left as well. But his natural role, right, before he was converted by Ten Hag, right, was central mid, attacking mid, right? And he used to play there. And this is what I was going to say earlier on. I said it in the Facebook page that I run. Right, if you get a real DM to play in that midfield, okay, right, and you have Ziyech in there, right, and you have whether it's Mount, Gallagher, whoever, Havertz, whatever, yeah, I was part of the 3. Whether it's Kante, whether it's Kovacic, right, but you have Ziyech and the DM in there, right, and you've got those 3 up top, yeah, right, whichever 3 it is. Right, whether it's Felix, whether it's Nkunku, Mudryk or Mudryk, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got Ziyech pulling the trigger from midfield, right? He can go long. He can play out from the back. Right? And he's shown now that he's got used to the physical side of the game as well. That's why he gets booked, because he gets stuck in there. And then you've got him as backup on the wide right if Mudryk gets injured, right? Yeah. So I personally would keep him, but that's down to Potter. It's up to Potter, right? Do I think we'll keep him? No, because I think that unless Potter makes a case to keep him, I think Bowley's using him as a bargaining chip and looking at him to get other players in, right? But I would keep him because I saw him, right, play a centre mid, and I saw him at right wing for Ajax. And what we've seen the last three or four games is what he was doing at Ajax. And he's getting that ball in the box. And Mudryk, Felix would be lapping those chances up. That's my take on them.
All right, Ryan, will you keep Ziyech?
It's a difficult one when you know affecting Kunku's joining. You've got Felix for 6 months.
Yeah.
Sterling's coming back from an injury. I'm a fan of Hakim Ziyech. I think maybe it'd be best for both Chelsea and the player if he moved on.
Well, I wouldn't be keeping Sterling for starters.
Can we discuss, Nizam, can we quickly discuss did you guys, before I join, discuss the Havertz disallowed goal? Did the viewers and everyone understand?
We did. But we did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. But you can
okay, so
go
everyone, no, I thought it was fascinating. I thought Chelsea were really unlucky. It's like a kind of a bizarre thing that happened, that Badiashile headed it to Thiago Silva. Havertz is clearly behind Thiago Silva. It's just his foot is in front of the ball. And because Thiago Silva's shot hit the post, it's deemed to be like a pass, basically, to Havertz. That's why he was offside. If Thiago Silva had shot and the goalie had saved it, and then it had gone back to Havertz and he tapped it in, it would have been legitimate goal.
Yeah, he would have been onside.
Yeah, it's unlucky. It's really unlucky for Chelsea.
Mo, I've sent the I'm gonna send the link in here publicly today. If you have any comment you want to join us, you want to have a discussion instead of being in the chat, I've dropped the link here for you everyone today, just today. So Mo, I've sent the link in your inbox. You can check it on Twitter. If not, I'll send it here too for today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't put the link in the chat. You have to. It's best to send them to people direct, because I had it on a few platforms a few months ago. People were coming on and basically cavorting nude with a camera on.
Yeah, I'll verify down here before I let the person in.
Yeah,
probably if you don't verify down here and then you let the person in, that could be a problem. But then I'll verify down here before I let the person in. So I don't usually send them. I don't usually send them private. I mean, I usually send them privately instead of putting them publicly. But
try and hold a conversation. Try and have a conversation with the people. Yeah, see what they're like before you bring them in. That's just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's only on Twitter. Right. Nobody gets into my Facebook. The Chelsea old school. Right, without my
say. So let me read a little bit more of the comment stuff. Mudryk was all over the social media, desperate for Arsenal move. Now he's signed to Chelsea, made his debut, yet not a single post in his social media. Does it say something? It doesn't say anything. What it says is he's trying to concentrate on his football. That is all I can say right now.
He said plenty on the Chelsea
and also we have okay, we have Big Mo. Mo, I'll come back to you in a second. Just in a second. Chad said I look at Gusta, the right back. Yeah, he's good with his project. We have going. He makes a good addition, and then we have I think we have games. Yeah, I understand what you're saying in regards to the Leon player, Gusto, whatever his name is. He's a very, very good player. And like I said, Chelsea have 2 more players to bring in before the window comes one. And either one midfield and a right back. Definitely it will happen. Aubameyang was on for 10 minutes, but did not even seem to want to run and press at all. Yeah, I think unlike our other players, he can finish, but they did not want to pass the ball. He wants true pass. He wants Aubameyang to. He want them to give him a true pass. I saw him say that. Welcome to the stream, Mo. Big up to you.
Yo, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's always a pleasure to have you here. I have here Stav is here with me.
Yeah, that's why I jumped on. You know, I jumped on to say hello to Stav.
Yeah, I thought you jumped on to have a go at me. Can I do more? Before you say anything, can I just respond to Kim So, right? Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
Right. Kim So, all he ever does is complain on Morton. Aubameyang, Mo will understand this because he's from England. Aubameyang is total toilet, right? He's garbage. He's not interested remotely. The other week, Ziyech put one on the plate for him right in front of the goal, and he miscued it, right? And then because he miscued it, right, he made Havertz miss it as well. Don't tell me that he doesn't get chances. If he wants chances, get his backside into the penalty area and get into that 6-yard box, because that's where the balls were going. Not strolling, watching, right? I've got no interest in him, right? If we could get rid of him now, I would get rid of him now. But we can't. We're stuck with him. Send him to the under-23s. Let him earn his living there, right? Let him earn his living there, right? Yeah. And stop turning me miserable every time I see him go on the pitch. Okay. Right, over to you, Mo.
Yeah. Mo, what do you want to say? I want today's game.
Yeah, I want to. No. First, I want to address the Aubameyang situation.
Okay.
The thing is with Aubameyang, I think he's a good player, but I think he came into Chelsea believing that he's going to be reunited with Tuchel, and he had a good time with Tuchel when he was in Dortmund, and I think that was the main attraction for him when he came to Chelsea, and the fact that Tuchel was sent packing the way that he was sent packing, I think it had a repercussion and an effect on Aubameyang. We know that Aubameyang and Tuchel, they're quite tight. They communicate, they talk. So there is that relationship between them. So I think that impacted it to a certain degree. I do agree with Stav. Aubameyang is not performing. He hasn't performed since he's been at Chelsea. I mean, I think he's got a goal, or was it a couple of goals? He hasn't really fulfilled our expectations of him, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I don't think Aubameyang will succeed in Chelsea, especially with his current morale level, with his current attitude. I think Potter keeping him out of the team hasn't helped much. But to be fair, he hasn't done nothing to put a case for him to be playing. I can see why he's not playing. So I'm not really having a go at Potter for that. Aubameyang hasn't shown, and I agree he's had a lot of opportunities, and Ziyech has been doing his bit in regards to creating chances. Unfortunately, we're not being able to finish, and Aubameyang is a culprit in that respect. So I agree to what Stav said in respect to that. In respect to today's game,
Kim So said he's got 3 goals, 1 assist.
So
okay, there you go. So he's not really been prolific, has he? He hasn't really done what we were expecting from him.
Sorry, Mo, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Go ahead. Have
you seen the article, right? Can't remember where I saw it. Where the minute he walked in, Aubameyang we're talking about now, right? Yeah. The minute he walked into Cobham, he wanted to leave. Right? He wanted to leave the minute he walked in. Yeah. And he's been in touch with Xavi, asking if there's any way that he could go back, which he can't, because you can't register the same player twice. It's a La Liga rule. It's nothing to do with UEFA or anything like that.
I think he can go back to Barcelona. He can play for Barcelona, but he can't play for another club because I think you can't be registered for 3 different clubs in the same season.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So
I think you're only allowed to play. You're only allowed under UEFA rules, and FIFA rules. You're only allowed to have 2 clubs in a season. Right.
Yep.
So they explored the chance of him going back to Barcelona, right? But La Liga have their own FFP rules and their own registration rules, and you can't register the same player twice in one season. Which I think is designed to stop you sending someone on loan and bringing them back. And because Barcelona have that wages thing, they're overly strict on it, right? It's to stop Barcelona loaning somebody out to get through their financial fair play and then dragging them back later. So it's the La Liga rule. It's not UEFA. I know the rule that it's only 2 clubs per season. Because when we got Lukaku, remember we signed Lukaku, right? He played for Anderlecht. He came in. We played him, and then we tried to send him out on loan. I think it was possibly Everton. Right?
Stop.
And we couldn't.
Okay. Let's Mo give us the rundown of today's game. Probably. I know he hasn't have much time, so Mo.
I think he wants to discuss the goal, don't you?
No, to be honest, I've got a video coming out tomorrow, so I'm gonna give my reactions again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be ready for it. Send them in.
No. The thing is this: today's game was poor. Generally, the game was poor. And the thing is, it's what I've said in the past. I think we have got a problem in the dressing room. And I think it's a problem that is centered around and I said this word before. It's centered around the word motivation. I think there is a lack of motivation within the squad. We've seen João Felix when he came in and the way that he played. Mudryk today, his cameo, half an hour of game time. You see these players when they come in, even Sterling at the start of the season, they're coming in motivated. They're coming in with a bit between the teeth, and they want to do something. They want to play. They want to play for Chelsea, and they want to succeed at Chelsea. But then something happens, and it just sucks the life out of them, and that is my concern. And I've said this before. Our first half performances tend to be better than our second half performances generally. And the second half is where you go into the dressing room at halftime, and the manager's supposed to give you a team talk, supposed to tell you what you did wrong in that first half and motivate you for the second half to play better. However, we don't seem to have that. Now, is that on Graham Potter? I think it is to a certain degree, but at the same time, I get it when people are saying we should give him more time, we should give him a little bit more flexibility, but it's just this, this aspect. I would love to see Graham Potter succeed at Chelsea Football Club. I would love it. All right, because Graham Potter does. I mean, he's not a bad manager. When I say I have an issue with Graham Potter, I don't think he's a bad manager. I just think he isn't able to motivate this bunch of players. And is it because they're all, big players, big names, big wages, big contracts, and he's finding it hard to get them to listen to him, to understand his methodology? I don't know, but we've seen players underperform and underachieve under Potter, where in the past they were doing really good. And Cucurella is a prime example. Cucurella under Potter in Brighton, he was on fire, and that's why we bought him. And to be fair to the lad, when he first came in, he did well. He played well, and I know that it's been reported that he's having some family issues and personal issues, which kind of affected his.
I was going to say, Graham Potter talked about personal issues of the field. Yeah,
sure. So if that is the case, then we can give him a pass on that, and players are human beings, and they're gonna have issues to deal with, their families, and and things off the pitch. And now we saw it with Kepa. His girlfriend left him, and he had a massive dip in form. But then things got better, and now he's doing well. So we need to find out what is going on. And we're hearing players like Kovacic are not happy. Why? One of the best midfielders we have in the squad is not happy. What is it about it? I mean, is it that he's been left out of the team? Well, he's been injured a lot, so that plays a part in him being left out of the team. His form has been kind of erratic as well. I mean, Kovacic is normally one of the the guys that you can rely on to put in consistent performances. But under Graham Potter, he hasn't really been doing that to the same level that we've seen in the past. And this is my concern. And today we played bad. Liverpool played worse. It's not a game that there isn't really much to talk about in respect to the game, apart from both teams played just as bad as each other. And the result is a result which I'm content with. For us to get a point today against Liverpool with our recent form, I'm content. However, the fact that we could have won that game, the fact that if we had shown up and played a little bit better, we could have won that game. We could have taken 3 points against a team that's just sitting on top of us in the league. It would have been a beautiful, beautiful result. The fact that we didn't lose is, again, I'm content with it. I wouldn't say this is the outcome that I wanted, but I'm content. I just hope that Graham Potter can build on on these players. I know Jack Felix will be missing the next game as well, but he'll be back after that. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that we can address some of these issues. And I'm a little bit concerned about some of the players as well. I mean, Mason Mount is not been playing well recently, and Mason Mount is a player that Graham Potter has put a lot of faith in. Regardless of his performances, Mason Mount has been the first name on the team sheet. He's only been dropped a couple of times since Graham Potter's been in, and the fact that he's not being consistent kind of worries me. I mean, is there something behind the scenes that we don't know about? I mean, I don't want to speculate, but there's no smoke without fire, and there's a hell of a lot of smoke right now. So.
All right, thank you very much, Mo. Mo have spoke a lot. I think what Mo just touched bases on, we've also talked about it right from beginning. Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, the performance, and also rate the players. He wasn't here when we rate the players, and we all have the concern regards to Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount. I even said, Ryan said it, and then Stav also said that it's about time that these players get some rest on the bench and even start playing from the bench so they can learn something, even get them out away from maybe 2 games and keep them on the bench, and then they can reset again and come back again. Because Mason Mount cannot be a bad player just within a couple of months. He's a good player, but it looks like there's something going on that need to be rectified and then need to be fixed before we get him a more chance again. And just like Stav also said, Mason Mount has been used very well with so many positions. It doesn't help his develop as well. What do you make of that also, Stav? I mean, Mo, him being played multiple positions.
Yeah,
does it help his
totally
development?
agree. I totally agree. Mason Mount has been used as a winger, as a false 9, a 10, an 8, even a 6 a couple of times. Mason Mount, his position is an 8. Okay, Mason Mount, his position is an 8. But the fact that he's been given so many different roles and so many different what's the word here? Accountabilities that he has to fulfill. It can't be easy on him. And I mean, there's a lot of expectations from Mason Mount because we as fans looked at him, especially when he first came into the team. He played for Derby. He came back into to Chelsea with Frank Lampard, and Frank Lampard put a lot of respect on his name, and he gave him a lot of opportunities, and the lad fulfilled it. He played really well, and we started to put him on that same pedestal, that same expectation level that we had with Lampard and how Lampard was performing for Chelsea.
Yeah.
And we put that on Mason Mount. And to be fair, and again, this might be controversial, but I think a lot of the fan base put pressure on Mason Mount that was not wanted. Okay, yes, he's a good player. Yes, he's performing, but to put so much light on him, to hype him up so much, if you put a player so high up, the minute he's going to make a mistake, there's a long way to drop, and that drop is going to impact him and it's going to hurt him. And now we've done the same thing to Kai Havertz as well when he first came in. Generational talent, Ballon d'Or winner, blah blah blah. Putting all that pressure on the player, then the player has to fulfill it, because if he doesn't fulfill it, the fans are going to turn against him. And we've done that with Mason Mount to a certain degree. I don't think Mason Mount is a bad player. No, I think Mason Mount is a great player, great talent, great future ahead of him. But I think.
Go ahead, Mo.
Go on. No, I'm just going to say. Go on, Nick. Go on.
Do you think there's a relationship between him and Frank Lampard, and the way they also trying to compare him and Frank Lampard, that has led to all these problems, considering his age and he's still under development? That has put so much pressure on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the case when Frank Lampard was around. I think Frank Lampard, stuck with Mason Mount through his good patches and bad patches, but.
Well, I don't think he means that. I mean, comparing him to Lampard as a player. Right?
Oh, definitely.
And our expectations of him compared to Lampard. But you know yourself, right? That Lampard was average first 2-3 years. It's only when Mourinho came in and boosted his ego, told him you're the best midfielder in the world. Right? That's what Mourinho did with a lot of his players. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And that's what got Lampard going. But he was slightly older than Mason is now. Right. Yeah. So we need to give the guy a rest, first of all. Stop running him into the ground. Right.
Stan, if I can interrupt you for 1 second. Mason Mount is a better player. And this is controversial, but Mason Mount is a better player than Frank Lampard when it comes to
all-round football.
His attributes, his ability. However, what Frank Lampard did was he developed himself. Frank Lampard worked hard to improve his positioning, his shooting, his vision. Frank Lampard worked on his game a lot more than any other player, and that's why Frank Lampard became such a great player. Yeah. Mason Mount has natural talent, and I think Mason Mount's natural talent is better than Frank Lampard's natural talent at this age, at this point in their career. However, Frank Lampard worked hard and developed himself.
And then the goals.
There's no debate.
He developed himself.
There's no debate in that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Zola. Zola worked his cods off as well. Right, and worked at his free kicks, worked at things he was doing on the pitch, and all this, right? But ultimately, both Zola and Lampard were played in one position, right? Where they
stability, correct?
Yeah, there was a stability of where they were playing, and they were allowed to develop, and they were allowed to work hard to develop. But if you're going out right every single game, and then one game you're playing there, the next game you're playing over there, right? Or you're doing this, playing up top, and all this kind of stuff, yeah? You're not going to develop, because it's good to be able to play in different positions and all that, right? But Lampard never had to do that. Lampard was an 8, end of story, right? And yet he developed the way he played that number 8, but he was allowed to play that number 8, and he had Makelele next to him, which allowed him to do it. And he had Drogba up top, who fed him, right, as well, right? And he had wingers who provided him with opportunities, right? Because when we attacked, we didn't just look to get the ball into the 6-yard box. We had players who knew where the other players were going to be, including like Lampard, and they knew where to find him, right? And that's, if you watch Mason Mount, right, when he scores goals and he has shots and stuff like that, his best work on the edge of the box, coming in late, like Lampard did, right? Now we're getting these players and we're sorting the squad out, and we're getting a bit more depth, right, we can afford to leave him out a bit more, right? We can afford to keep him in his natural position. Same thing with Gallagher. Same thing with Havertz, right? We're now going to have a top line, right, of many players and midfield of many players of quality, right? But we have to wait and see give these guys a chance to develop in their natural
positions. Yeah, it all like just stop. Just it all comes with time. Let's try and wrap up. Unless more. You have any more you want to say before we wrap up? You have any more you want to say regards to the game, or you want to hide the rest so you can put them in the video? And I'll be willing.
Yeah, no, listen. Yeah, I want to make a video. Yeah, I want to get some views. So
yeah, don't say everything. I'm gonna don't say everything.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it to the video tomorrow. Hopefully, to be honest, I think if we look at the last two games, a win, a draw, let's build on it. Let's be positive. Let's build on it. Yeah. I really hate making negative videos, and over the past few weeks, all we've had is negativity. So let's build on this.
Can I just respond to Moore's comment regarding the changing room?
Yeah, let's do that real quick. We've been streaming for 3 hours, 32 minutes. That's a long for my back stuff.
It's your back I'm thinking about. Otherwise, I'd just carry on. Right?
All right. Do it so we can all wrap up. Ryan is also there.
Some stuff I'm going to save till tomorrow night, right? But I want to respond to Moore's comment.
All right, go ahead, Stav.
When you've got players in and out, right, leaving Cobham to go places, injured, because injured players, right, are totally separate, right, from the squad. When you're injured, you don't even eat with the rest of the squad. So you can't build, right, that closeness, the team spirit and all that stuff, right? All I'm saying more is let the guy get his players in, let him have his pre-season, right? Let him have some friendlies and stuff and start judging him next year, because now we have to look at climbing up the table, right?
Yeah.
And he needs to just be left to get on with it. And the more players that come back, the more improved team spirit you're going to see as well, right? Mm-hmm. You saw when Mudryk turned up at the training ground, how easily he was welcomed, yeah, right? And you see the players when they're coming out, right, to go training, the closeness and the way, their attitude towards each other. But when players are missing, like Reece, right, 10, 12 players are missing, you can't build that spirit up either, right? You can't get it going. And then you got someone, I hate to say this, comes in who, if it's true, like Aubameyang wants to leave the minute he gets there, like that's toxic, and that spoils the team spirit as well, right? And he came in before Potter, so we can't be blaming Potter for that. So I'm happy with the point. It's what I expected anyway. I didn't expect any more.
Yeah.
Right. I think we played some good football at stages of the game, right, which is only going to improve as the new players fit in and they all get used to each other, right? So I'm happy with that. And I can't be doing with all this negativity about being upset about my favourite players struggling in my club, right? Because I've been around, like I said, 53 years, seen it all. Same thing with Blue Blood, right? And we've had to face a lot worse than we've got now, right? We saw us get relegated. We were one game away from going down to Division 3, Nate. Division 3. Right? The third tier, which is Championship League Division 2, whatever the hell they call it these days. Right? We were one game away from going down to 3. So let's get rid of the negativity, right? And it should start from the fan base. Right? If you don't like Kimstu, if you can't be realistic, right, just go and find another club to support, because we want positiveness and positivity, and we want a unity, and we want to stick together, and we don't want to be going to other people's clubs and moaning about their players. That was a little slide dig at the end. Is Ryan still there?
Yeah, Ryan is still there. After when you're done, he'll be talking before we bring the stream to an end.
Get Ryan on. I'm finished. I've got some good ones for you tomorrow regarding the squad and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, staff. Thank you. Really, I appreciate your time and then and educating us and then impacting more knowledge to the stream. And I know the viewers, some viewers like you, some don't like you, but it's all about your opinions and then what you
I like the fact
you got for us. Yeah.
I like the fact some of them don't like me. It means I'm irritating them.
Ryan is back again. Ryan, give us your final summarize everything in terms of the game and what to expect from Liverpool, what to expect from Chelsea. Either you can put all together, and before we can wrap it up. Yeah,
I'll be quick. I'll give some thoughts on Mason Mount. I thought that was kind of an interesting topic that was being discussed. I have some kind of interesting theories about him.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. He's underperforming this season. I agree with what Mo said that number 8's his best position. When I watch him this season, especially, he does look fatigued. He's kind of lethargic. I feel he does need a rest. I don't think it's benefited him, the kind of number of signings that you've made, and because he is versatile, he can play these different positions, attacking midfield, on the wing, central midfielder, kind of box to box.
Yeah.
I don't think that kind of benefits his game, and I don't think the fact that you've made a lot of signings and he's playing with different players every week when he starts, I don't think that helps him. I think he's the type of player that likes to play in a consistent formation, so I don't think the injuries to key players this season has aided him. But I have no doubt he has the minerals. Like, this is a guy who's been Chelsea Player of the Year twice, I think, 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 24. Last season he got, I think, 11 goals, 10 assists in the Premier League. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that this is the toughest league in the world. To get 11 goals and 10 assists in a season in the Premier League means you're pretty good at football. So it's a challenge for Potter to kind of find his best position, get him to get the best out of him and find his best 11. But I have no doubt about Mason Mount's ability. I don't think he's overrated at all, and I'm a Liverpool fan. I just think, he's suffering what a lot of young players go through. They have they burst onto the scene, they have some great seasons, and then they have a bit of a dip, and I think that's what he's going through right now. And kind of quickly touching on the other point Mo raised was about motivation of players.
Okay.
It's a difficult one. That's not easy thing to do, to motivate players at all. That's something Potter needs to work hard to do. You got to remember, Chelsea are out of the cups. They're not competing for the Premier League this season. They're not competing for.
I'm not going to cut you off. So, Ryan, put yourself in a top player's shoes, or maybe in an elite player. Do you need to be motivated to play for Chelsea Football Club, an elite football club who has all these facilities, who are arguably, maybe we'll talk about the one of the top 5 teams in the world here in, and then who has won Champions League in 2 consecutive occasions, have been in the Champions League finals 3 times? Do you need any other more motivation for you to be able to play your game?
No, I mean, some of these new signings, they're coming into a situation that's very unstable. Chelsea are 10th in the Premier League. You're out of the 2 cups, like I said. You're not competing for the Premier League. I'm sure these players are playing for the badge. They like the club, the history. They respect the history of what Chelsea have achieved. Otherwise, they wouldn't have joined. But there's a different type of motivation. There's those players want to win trophies. They want to be winning Premier Leagues. And I guess you're not going to get top 4 this season. I think it's doubtful you'll get European football, if I'm being honest. This needs to be like, you need to separate this into phases. This season, the rest of whatever this season's remaining, you need to get your injured players back fit, and you need to get your new signings bedded in. They need to get settled, and then you need to have a view of getting a proper pre-season and then building for next season. So you need to split this up into phases. And whatever targets you still have, you need to try to sign those players as well. And this point about player power, I don't know Chelsea well enough. As you know, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
yeah.
We can hear him, Ryan. I know he'll be back. Ryan, are you there?
Yeah, did you mute my mic?
1 2 1 2. Ryan?
No, I can hear Ryan.
You can hear Ryan?
I can hear him as well.
You can hear him?
Yeah, you've gone deaf.
No, I can hear you guys, but I can't hear Ryan. I don't know why.
No, you've muted my mic. I just got a pop-up to say you muted my mic.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I'll quickly finish up on the player power. Yeah, it's very possible that has been an issue in the past, and it's good to see that Bowley is kind of trying to address it and eradicate that. I think that's important.
Yep.
Okay. Also, Ryan, in regard to Liverpool, what's the way forward for Liverpool?
Stick by Klopp.
We need a different show for that, man.
and give him some money. And give him some.
Where do I start?
A little bit. Just wrap it up a little bit on Liverpool performance and what to expect. Any new signing before?
Like Stav said, like Mo said, it was a very poor game today. It lacked quality, and that wasn't just on the part of Chelsea. Liverpool. Just it was a real dogfight in the midfield. Just very little quality. We need to also get our injured players back, the likes of Jota, Diaz, Firmino, and we need to sort out our midfield.
Okay.
I agree.
We'll get more from Ryan next time. We'll catch him on here on Liverpool issues and new signings.
Can I just make one more point?
No, stop. No more points.
One.
Okay, go ahead, because I need more to talk. More gotta go.
The motivation, right?
Yeah,
comes when you've got the players to work with. He hasn't had all the players to work with. He's got a degree in sports psychology and all that stuff, just like Mourinho did, right? But you need the time to work with the players collectively, right? I don't think there's any player power going on. I think there's a couple of moody sods who, the quicker they leave, the better, right? And strangely, I don't think Ziyech's one of them. I think Ziyech looks happiest he's looked since he came to the club. But he will get sold. I don't think we're going to keep him. But Potter needs the time, all the squad, down the training ground, right, to work with them collectively. And that's coming. We're getting close to it now. Right, go on, lie down.
Thank you very much, Stav. I really appreciate your time. Mo, going to finish with us. He will finish with us.
Yeah, I'm also gonna address the motivation aspect, and there is one element that we seem to be forgetting, and that is the takeover of Chelsea Football Club. A lot of the players went through a lot when the club was sold, and when I say went through a lot, there was a lot of talk in the media about the club being dissolved. There was talks about having points taken off and being relegated. There was a hell of a lot of talk, and that kind of media attention, that kind of media speculation and hype impacts the players, because remember, this is their livelihood. Okay, when Todd Bowley took over, he literally changed everything, from the manager to the staff, to the administration of the club, to the directors. He changed everything, and he's still doing it. Now, the way he did it, it's his decision. He's the owner, and he can follow whatever path he believes to be fit. However, that impacted the players. And you asked me, you said, these players, they should be motivated to play for Chelsea Football Club, which is a big club. We're in big tournaments. We're in the biggest leagues. That should motivate them. Yeah. Yes, but at the same time, there are other aspects that are happening behind closed doors that we're not aware of, that we don't see. We can't really see the impact that all these changes have had on the players.
Okay.
So Graham Potter, when I say he needs to motivate the players, it's not just about getting them to perform well on the pitch. That is the biggest part. But at the same time, he needs to get them to feel comfortable. He needs to get them to feel that they are wanted, welcomed. And when we're talking about players thinking about leaving, and they don't seem to be wanting to stay and play for the club, this is something that Potter should address. And not just Potter, but the whole club should address. Going back to the point about Mason Mount and all these new signings, and that it can't be it can't be easy on him, and it might be impacting him. Other players are feeling the same thing. I mean, Pulisic right now, Sterling, Ziyech, with Chelsea Football Club looking to bring in wingers, it's a message. We're going to sell you guys. We're trying to find replacements for you. Okay, so every stone you throw in the water is going to ripple. It's going to have an effect on the others, and we need to look at the bigger picture in respect to that. And I understand, giving Potter more time. To a certain degree, the fact that the management have decided to put faith in Potter and put trust in Potter, whether you think Potter is the man for the job or not, regardless, it's the way to go. It's the way to move forward, because by putting stability, at least in that position, you're showing the players that you are going to have to adjust. You are going to have to adapt. If you don't like the manager, well, he's here to stay. So work with him, adapt with him. So there's many different ways you can look at this and see how it pans out. And like Staff said, maybe we should give it to the end of the season and see how next season pans out. This season for me, it's over for Chelsea. We just got to make sure we get a respectable position. If we can finish in the top 6, that'd be fantastic. But if we don't, let's try to build. Let's try to set the foundation for next season.
Okay, thank you very much, Mo. Ryan, I really appreciate you guys' time. Mo, thank you for coming on. Drop that video,
Pleasure.
and then I've also, guys, I was gonna say this earlier on when you have 10 people watching, but we still got 6 of us watching. If you guys haven't visited the Blue Lounge, I've sent the link in there. I mean, 6, 7 of us that are watching at this moment can just put that 7 like or 7 subscribers on his platform, and that can also help. He is part of the Chelsea community, and he has worked a lot for the community. He's done a lot of work for the platform. So yes, check him out. He's a very, very good guy. He can explain things much more better, and also he can analyze game as well. So check him out. He has a very big platform, but then he's not as active as I used to be. He posts a video because of work. So yeah, you can check him out there, and then I'm sure you will not regret you did. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, Mo. Thank you, Mo, for coming on. I really appreciate it. You have a good night, brother. Ryan, you you have a good night, Ryan. And then everyone that came to this to the show to help me out here, staff, also you two have a good night. Thank you very much, and I'll get hold of you very soon. Guna, Blue Blood, thank you very much. Say, I really appreciate you spending time on the platform, sharing news with us, and then also educating us through your comments. Perum, Blue Blood, Prime, I think. Guna, big up to you. Chad, brother, I really appreciate whatever you've been doing. Diego Costa, everyone that came on the platform. Steven, big up to you. Steven, you are with me, but it looks like you're not with me, but I know you are with me. Invisible, at all time. Bobby Smoky Signal, also thank you very much. Anyone, Blue Blood, I've mentioned his name. And also our new viewer, Benza. Benza, also thank you very much for showing up on the platform and also sending your comments in. It's a pleasure to meet everyone. And then everyone have a good night. Leo Desperandos, like I said, hang on to hope. Tomorrow is also going to be another day. Ryan will be there for a little bit. Ryan, if you want to stay in there to have a chat behind, yeah, sure, I will. I'll be here. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. What's up, guys?